Greg Benson has been deported.
Now, shall we begin?
You are now listening to an altogether less fashionable variety of soccer podcast. Broadcasting live from the capital city of Columbus, Ohio. Welcome to
ACES Radio.
They're in your face, they're a little different. I think it's super cool. I love them. Jamie, ignorant slut.
Hold on to your butts.
Now, here are your hosts, Morgan Hughes, John Zadar, and Greg Benson.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ignorant sluts, shitlords, and celebrity fans alike. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, it's already too late. You're tuned in to the latest, the lamest, and possibly last episode of ACES Radio. A Buffalo Bills podcast only. Coming up tonight on the program, Crewzers FC come to bargain at home against Portland and leave with 3 points. The panel will discuss. We say goodbye to Tony Chani and all of his various hat tricks. What do Crewzers FC get in return? We're going to talk about that because it happened. Cracking the Code makes its triumphant return, and we give away our man balls. John, keep your penis in your pantalones. On segment 2, the rarest of rare treats as a celebrity guest unlike any other stops by the show, and we don't mean that as a compliment. Andrew Erickson is here from the Dispatch, folks. He's massive, he's black and gold, but does he have an update about the health of Adam Jardy's dog? On segment 3, we head live on Periscope for your hot takes, aka the battle for the grand prize, and sweet Jesus, John, the competition is realer than ever as Phil Goldfart goes to the top, and I don't know if anyone's going to challenge him. So, prediction scores, prediction updates, Crewzers versus Orlando City, Hang On Tour, the AGS Attack War, and so much fucking more. Brought to you as always by benevolent corporate overlord sponsors Blood and Urine, and broadcasting live from the beautiful back room here at Zauber Brewing Company. My name is a continuing champion, Morgan Hughes, aka number 1 Handsy Boy. And I'm joined as always by the absentee amateur artist himself, Captain Jean-Luc the Wet Boy Zadard, and the Hollywood racist, Greg Litter 614 himself, Greg Wesley Crusher Benson. Fellas, mapaches, lads from different dads and brothers from multiple mothers. How the hell have you been?
I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. How you doing, Morgan? Good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's been a good week.
Has it?
Yeah, no, not really.
No? Have things happened?
No, nothing really.
Well,
you got to
nobody-
say that, don't you? I mean, you've got to make interesting conversation.
Well, why'd you say it wasn't a good week if it is?
Because everyone goes, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, can't complain, not too bad.
This is why we started the show off with Greg Benson, who's been deported. John Zadar, the Wet Boy. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How you been?
Thank you. I've been good.
Yeah? Is that it?
Week's gone fast.
Yeah?
Work's been flying by. Weather's been nice. I got no complaints right now.
That's true. I'll take this over everything that we've had for the last few months.
Yeah.
Any day.
Real
Small talk? Small talk over yet?
You started it.
Did I?
Yeah,
Literally your
yes.
entire
You asked
introduction
both of us
is
how we were
small
doing.
talk.
Oh, that's my fucking job, Greg.
Well, then don't bitch about
It's
it when
really
we answer
not,
you.
though.
Guess what?
Shitlord.
You've been shitlorded, Greg.
I don't think you meant to press that button.
And John?
Stanklord.
You've been stanklorded.
Well,
How's that new app working out for you, Morgan?
New app, Greg. Great mention of the product.
any small drops done yet? Let's
very
go.
happy about it. John, you know what? What if I told you I was just going to go ahead and unmute Channel 2?
I'd be worried that Darby Schnarfus was here.
Unfortunately, Darby Schnarfus is dead.
You're keeping your track record going of everyone you said is dead is not dead.
Did I say unfortunately? My fault. In 3, 2, 1.
Clap.
Fortunately, Darby Schnarfus is dead, John. We welcome to the program who's scheduled for segment 2, but we've pushed him forward into segment 1. His name is Andrew Erickson. Welcome to the program, Andrew Erickson.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
And we talked about this a little bit before the show, but I'll just repeat it. Channel 2 is a dirty slut whore, and you're going to need to physically
I can
make
see
love
it from
to that.
here, just how high Channel 2 is cranked up
It
compared
has
to the
never
rest
been
of them.
that high before.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Angle
you.
it down a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
That might
put your
help.
mouth on it, and
Yeah.
just, like, you're going to have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, And
Don't worry, those mics get cycled in between segments.
Yeah, we'll burn that later.
You're not necessarily taking the old guest's one. It might be his.
Maybe I just turn us down.
Yeah.
And you will benefit.
My spit's delicious. I can't hear anything now.
No, you're still not close enough.
Can you hear me now?
I mean, kind of. Can you hear
What did
Darby?
you do that I can hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yeah? That's true.
That one backfired.
What did you do different this week? That's making
Nothing.
it so
Literally
hard?
nothing. I don't know. I just can't hear fucking 2 now. Oh, well.
It's getting progressively worse.
It's almost like you had like 4 months in the off season to send this thing back and get it fixed, and you opted not to.
Well,
Goddamn, John. Hot take so early in the show.
I don't know how the soundboard comes back from that. Hopefully repaired.
Yeah, it probably doesn't, Greg. Moving on, let's start this. Okay, so clearly everything happens on Thursdays. We've established this.
Clearly.
ACES Radio is the creator of
A lot of people are saying
Crew
it's the
News.
preeminent news source.
Is that what people are saying?
Yeah, I've heard that on the
Holy
street.
shit, Greg. That's big time. Your thoughts, Greg Benson?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were calling John me for a second. I was about to whip out the PFGs.
Nope, there's no camera here. People can't tell where I'm looking. I take
Well,
advantage
damn.
of that. So today I got like super slammed at work, and I didn't have a chance to like upload the slates for the.
I thought you were going to say
segments.
website for a second there. Would you like to talk about that for a second? Just for a hot moment in time? Would you like to tell everyone what happened yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to?
Yeah,
This doesn't sound interesting.
You did
Yesterday, while I was working on our website, I accidentally deleted literally every product off of it over 2,000. And I was like, I can't believe I've done this. Why? Yeah, no, that literally fucking happened, man.
I remember
How do you do that?
the despondent look on Morgan's face when he stepped out of his office and was like, guys, I think I've got to tell you something.
Dude.
We're losing our jobs.
Long story short, I had uploaded 30 products to the site, and I fucked up like one trailing portion of this HTML code. So the best way to fix that is to just delete them, fix it on the spreadsheet, re-import them, right?
Yeah. You don't work on live.
Right. So 30
Amateur.
30 products is exactly how many products show up by default, and you can select like show 200, show 3, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So I said select all, just delete it. And I didn't, like a goddamn amateur, I didn't look like how many products are actually selected. I just hit fucking delete.
We laugh about this now, but I was not laughing 24 hours ago when the phone almost literally blew up with every single fucking person out there in Casterland
It was awful.
calling in saying, "What's happening to your website? What's it?"
So how long
I'm
did
like,
it take to fix?
So we do a backup every morning at 1 a.m.
Okay.
And they were able to restore it. I think it came back online at like 5 a.m. But I just left. I like walked out. I'm like,
Probably the best way. Want to get away?
You've done enough harm. Please leave.
it was a want to get away moment.
it was fucking terrible. Speaking of losing things, Greg, we move on now to the breaking news today. And what I was originally saying is
Yes.
I put the thing together before the Tony Chani trade happened. And it happened at like what? It got announced like 4
o'clock.
Yeah,
almost
4
on the
o'clock,
dot. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to add it to the rundown. But let's talk Tony Chani first. We trade Tony Chani to Vancouver Whitecaps FC for Mane. What's his first name?
Kakuta Mane.
Yeah,
Mane.
that dude who was pursued by Arsenal and Chelsea and who is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So Vancouver woke up today and they go, we have this really, really talented winger, and we'd like an average midfielder. How do we make this happen? John Zadar, I go to you first. Your thoughts on the Tony Chani experience?
I've always liked Tony, but he's obviously fourth on the pecking order there at his position. So, a move made sense. I was just wondering when it was going to come. And I didn't think it was going to come for someone like this. I figured it'd be one of those things where we get more Tam and Gam or something.
Right.
Of which we had much.
And of which we gave
Much.
some of. Yeah.
To Miram, to Trap, and now to
Right, and
Vancouver.
now to Vancouver.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised, but I wasn't surprised by the move. I was surprised by what we were getting
By
in
the
return.
return.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
I
what
mean,
would
we've
say.
all, anybody who's watched MLS in the past couple of years knows that that guy is super fucking talented.
Yeah.
Greg Benson, I go to you next.
And not to mention, he's only 22,
He's
which means
22.
that, yeah, I mean,
It's also
which
the amount
means-
of goals he's scored so far in MLS. I believe.
yeah, no
Very
kidding,
observant.
and yeah, that's quite a stat there.
Let's call it show prep, guys.
Real soccer talk on ACES Radio. I don't expect that.
Wow.
I think it's great. He's originally from the Gambia
Yep.
I think it is.
Is that what it's called?
No, it's the Gambia.
Yeah.
We
Which
actually
means
have a guy
which
from-
means he fits perfectly well in Columbus, where we love superfluous "these" at the beginning of names.
Is that a thing we do here? That
Apparently,
I just haven't noticed because I've lived here my whole
every
time.
single OSU
Life.
fan hates me right now.
Oh,
But
I get it.
yeah, there you go. No, it's a steal. They made out like bandits on this one, or convicts.
Well, I think that
guess you could
still
say.
probably remains to be seen. But
I mean, I say that with a disclaimer that we talked about this before the show. He's essentially probably most likely going to be a rental.
Yeah.
That you're not going to get. This is not going to be a 3, 4, 5 year thing, because again, he's 22 years old. He's got incredible talent, incredible potential. I would like to think that he would, as you said, Arsenal's looking at him, even if a mid to lower range Premier League team or one of those,
An altogether less fashionable.
Yeah. European club
Correct.
came calling, whoever, like a West Ham or Bordeaux or someone shit like that, would
Swansea, maybe. What? They probably won't be able to afford him at that point.
Aston
John
Villa
Zadar
couldn't
has been
afford him.
deported.
I'm saying, yeah, tongue in cheek, but
Hey, Swans.
Just do it!
Remember when he said before there would be no delay when he pushed the bumps?
There
Yeah.
are no delays.
There was a
John.
delay just
Do
then.
you know how far I have to reach?
It's Swans, then 3 seconds of silence.
you
and
have
then the bump.
sausage fingers. They
I
should
will
already
edit
be
that
there.
Silence out. 3, 2, 1.
Clap.
Yep.
There you go.
So yeah, you have to think that he's a rental. Andrew Erickson, professional beat writer for
Oh, wow.
the
That's
Dispatch.com.
please show us
That
off.
is your title.
Pro at everything that you do.
Wow.
Is this another Jack McInerney thing where we say this is an expiring contract? We're going to make like an NBA team and take this on so that you don't lose out.
Well, I think it's an interesting question. I think, they're obviously.
Thank you.
They're obviously the.
You can ignore him when he does shit like that and just keep talking.
There are obviously the caveats with it where if they do sign him to any sort of extension, and like you said, I would be shocked if it was a 4 or 5 year deal in the vein of a Will Trapp or a Justin Meram. I think there are those caveats that make it a more interesting deal for Vancouver if you extend it beyond this year. And per what Greg Berhalter said this afternoon, that's what they're hoping to do with him. They're hoping to maybe
Right.
get talks started in the next couple weeks or sooner rather than later, is what Greg said. But for all intents and purposes, a very talented player that should contribute right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's you could probably confirm maybe because you might know the details better than I do, but
You talking to me?
no, never.
I thought you were. Yep.
I was talking to Andrew.
Handsy boy.
From what I understood, or from what I saw, it was that if we sell him before end of 2018, they get a cut of the sale,
Right.
and then they also get our draft pick and all this stuff. So we want to try to keep him until at least 2019.
Well, and it's kind of an interest. It's almost
To
like an NBA,
get the best out of
it's
it,
almost like
right?
an NBA protected pick, where if you sign him, if you re-sign him, the next year Vancouver gets that first round pick. So say the Crew has a great year, and
Crew SC.
Right.
Yeah.
if they're 19th or 20th in the draft, then it's not as much going to Vancouver. But,
Closer to the mic.
Oh yeah, but no.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
if
Andrew,
they're-
He
welcome.
actually sounds better.
Oh wow, you guys.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
All right, great to be here. No, if they are later in the draft, then it certainly doesn't help Vancouver as much.
Sure,
so it's certainly
sure.
contingent on what kind of a year Crew SC has
I
this next year.
feel like the draft pick is something I'm more than willing to give up for him.
Yeah, because it's fucking trash and meaningless.
I mean, largely yes, but even if it wasn't, how much better of a player are you going to get than a 22-year-old striker that's sought after by
the only
European
way that,
teams?
The only way that Vancouver, quote unquote, loses out on this deal is if he doesn't sign with Crew SC and goes and negotiates a contract elsewhere.
No, but
And
that's
that
what I'm
would have
saying.
happened.
Even then,
right.
they get money.
But
They
that
get
would
part of the money,
What I was going to say is
right?
they.
Or no?
Well, that's only in an event of a transfer.
Oh, transfer,
outside of
that's
that.
true.
But they're
So if
getting-
he
that
just
could have
leaves in
happened
his contract-
anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
So
an
they get
expiring
Tony
contract
Chani
anyways.
and some Gam Tam
Right.
for something that. Listen,
So
if
it
they're-
sounds like it's going to play out well for both teams, pretty much regardless, unless this dude just doesn't do shit when he's here.
And for Tony, it's a chance to maybe get on the field. Where
Right.
he was, like you said, fourth in the pecking order.
Yeah.
It would have taken some time or an injury or
Right.
international call-up for him to get on the field.
or a U.S. Open Cup.
Something.
Yeah.
Which, well,
If that's what you're hanging out for, U.S.
still
Open
think-
Cup.
That's why the fuck
Yeah,
I'm
I
it
think
here,
might be
Greg.
time. No, it might be
Frankfurt,
time to
yeah,
move on.
yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, I think Vancouver. It will ultimately be proven that that they kind of won but didn't win out on this deal. he probably told them something like, there's something in his contract where he's able to start negotiating with overseas teams as soon as like the middle of the MLS season, which is fucking weird. But they probably have some knowledge that he doesn't want to stay in America, and they had to get something from it. And to get Tony Tchani, that's not a terrible move. He's not like, world beater. It's like an average midfielder versus like a super talented.
No one's going to turn
That's
down
big
a
enough.
defensive
Yeah.
midfielder that was at the Cup a year ago.
Greg said something
worth
interesting
mentioning- go
earlier about his green card and international status.
It's worth mentioning. Like you said, you segued into it even before you mentioned it outright. Even when he was playing in Vancouver, Mane was actually living on, I think it's Port. I can't remember what it's called.
Like
It's
Northern Washington.
something. Yeah, somewhere off the coast of like Vancouver Island, which is like split between the U.S. and Canada, and he was living on the U.S. side so that he could satisfy his residency requirements because he's going for his U.S. citizenship. And obviously going through that myself, you have to stay in the U.S. for at least 6 months a year, or you've determined to have abandoned your residency and you got to start the process all over again. So this move works for him, obviously, because this way he doesn't have to worry about, I'm collecting paychecks in Canada and, I have to stay in the U.S. So
he was faking residency in America?
Yeah.
ACES Radio with some breaking news. Greg, you want to just go ahead and take
Is he
this
faking it if the Canadian teams are owned by an American company? Then?
Not really.
Exactly. You're stepping all over Greg's breaking news.
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean,
Go ahead, Greg. I turn the mic in front of you.
Yeah. He's trying to be a U.S. citizen, and so he was living in America, which is exactly what I just said.
You handled that so poorly.
I don't know what's the breaking news part
And
about
you're
it.
being played off. How fucking
It's
dare
on
you, Greg.
Wikipedia. This is not breaking news.
And you pronounce Wikipedia incorrectly.
No, I
Jesus,
didn't pronounce
Mary,
Wikipedia wrong.
Joseph.
You pronounced Wikipedia wrong.
Time will tell whether or not Greg is deported, and if Crewzers FC get the better part of this deal with Vancouver Whitecaps.
When does he get here? Is he
There's a
next week?
There's a chance, according to Berhalter, that he could be available for this Saturday.
Really?
Andrew, did you have any inkling that Tchani was going to be traded?
We had asked Greg about it, I want to say about 3 weeks ago, maybe before the Houston match, and he kind of didn't close the door on it. I think it was a thought of you want to see how Mohamed Abu and Archer kind of pan out before you make a call like that, but I think it wasn't out of the question that it was, it was going to happen.
So this could be viewed as a pat on the back to Abu and specifically Artur.
Yeah.
Saying, we feel comfortable enough now with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it says a lot about those guys.
We're getting rid of the replacement for Andy Iro.
He's really unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your opinion of him, was really the only one that could ever be moved at this point. I mean, you just brought in Abu and Arter. No one in MLS is going to want these two unproven guys.
Yeah.
You're not
You're
getting rid
definitely
of
not
Will
touching
Trapp.
Trapp.
Well,
Yeah.
and Artur's deal was 1 year with the option to buy. Now that option, theoretically could go up next year. And it's essentially another expiring contract. If
Remind you always to talk to the microphone.
Absolutely.
There it is.
But yeah, I mean, Mohamed Abu is a guy who hasn't played a lot of minutes in MLS,
Right.
and is less of a known entity, certainly.
Yeah, he's just Tony was just the easiest one.
Yeah.
I think it says a lot about Artur, man. Like, that guy's legitimate, but unfortunately...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Moving on, Crewzers FC. Welcome to the Portland Timbers on Saturday, John. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of ACES Radio.
Okay.
If you would allow that. Would you allow that?
I like both the foods.
Great. Fantastic. And you like Brussels sprouts. Moving on.
Yeah, I do.
Crewzers welcome Portland back to the tiny Demon Fortress for the first time since MLS 2015. I've heard that was a thing that happened. I don't remember it, and I will never be convinced that it happened. We come back.
You dragged out a big memory from it, though, on Saturday.
Is that right?
You did.
Didn't think that one through. How dare
Welcome to
I.
ACES Radio.
Buffalo Bills podcast.
This isn't
Only
Massive
Greg.
Report. I'm clever enough to catch you on your shit.
Oh my.
You just roasted the shit. I don't know how Chris Landis comes back from that. What a shitlord.
We'll find out in Cracking the Code.
So, John, I go to you for... that's
tease.
a tease in the industry. Yeah, you're good at this.
Oh, man. That's good.
Crew come back and beat Portland after trailing 1-0 very early, very reminiscent of earlier meetings. They find the testicular fortitude to come back and grab a victory from the jaws of defeat. John Zadar, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting game. I thought it was a little bit sloppy in the beginning from both teams, but ultimately good showing from the crew. I guess like they were calling it a statement game. I guess I agree. Sorry, Erica. I'll give you $16.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think the people that needed to show up in that game showed up. Higuain showed up. His best game, probably like 8 months. Not just this season, but like the past season and a half, or season and a half, or whatever it would be. I mean, Kamara was all over the place, involved in all 3 goals. I don't know if he actually got assists for any of them, but
I would hope he got an assist for that Chelsea ball.
I don't think
even though it went off the goalie, I don't care. I don't think he meant to do that.
But he should have.
I think
Yeah.
it nullifies the
Yes.
assist.
Yeah.
In hockey, 7 people would have gotten an assist on that goal.
I mean, he could have easily had a 3 or 4 goal game if those balls bounced a different way and that one header, is a foot lower.
Yeah.
So great games by those 2 guys, which of course are the ones you want to see in big games like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg Benson,
Yes,
you watched the game.
I did.
What do you think?
I thought it was a surprise to see Crew SC avoiding the $16 fine, taking it to a team that plays such a different style. To like, you contrast this to the Houston game because the 2 teams, Houston and Portland, play pretty similar styles. They're both, hang back and counter, which is what's been Crew SC's undoing for a long time now. It was a surprise. I'd argue a pleasant surprise, although not necessarily the final outcome, but we'll get to that in segment 3. It was a pleasant surprise to see them actually be able to take the fight back, especially after going down so early, because you've got to think that for some of those guys who were on the field, and certainly a lot of people in the stands, when Portland scored as early as they did, yes, it wasn't inside the first minute, but I'm sure there were a lot of people thinking, "Oh God, not again."
Well, my PTSD triggered. I cried out in fear.
Yeah, I masturbated in front of a lot of people. That's what I do. I'm like, "Oh God." We'll edit that out.
I may have said something to the effect of, "Well, you lasted 3 minutes longer than usual," which is something Morgan hears a lot, I'm guessing.
Knew that roasting was coming, Greg.
Yes,
Great to have you back.
it's great to be back, man.
Yeah, Andrew Erickson, professional journalist, investigatory journalist, man of the people, as they're saying on the
Man of the
streets.
people,
Yeah,
that's
a lot
you
of people are
guys,
saying
man.
that. Yeah, Adam Jardy told me that. He said, "My dog is sick. Erickson's a man of the people." Your thoughts on Crewzers FC?
I'm gonna have to learn the story behind that one. But
fucking Adam Jardy is canceled on being on this program like multiple
18
times,
times,
and
yeah.
one of them was literally because his dog was sick.
it happens. I don't have a dog, so it doesn't happen to me. But I think it happens.
That's why we
Everyone-
like you better than Jardy.
Loves Jardy though. So
okay,
actually,
sorry.
turns out they fucking hate him. Your impression, your thoughts on the game on Saturday?
Yeah, I think you guys have touched on it, but certainly, I mean, the response after the first goal, I think this team is looking for a way to be stronger after allowing an early goal. Against Houston, they didn't have that. Against this team, they did. And, you go into half tied 2-2. I think everybody's either expecting a loss or a tie, so to get that goal from Nico Hansen in, I don't know if it was the 84th or 85th, but a result a lot of people didn't expect, but one certainly they'll take.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It was that could have been a gut punch that made that game a tie or a loss, and it's happened so soon. The last touch before halftime,
yeah.
and to come back from that, I don't know how they did it, Greg, but they managed to do it. So let's go with our color impressions next. And ACES Radio's staple, John Zadar, I invite you to give your color impressions of the match first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with blue because the sky was blue that day. It was really nice out. The weather was great.
All right.
I really enjoyed that part of the day.
Blue. Mark him down for a blue. Greg,
Just like
Benson
Sydney.
is
What I
it's
hear.
like Wellington. Sky
My,
blue.
yeah, it's not really. Wellington's, Wellington is sky blue, actually. I thought you were trying that. That was a reverse.
Yeah, I fucked you up there, didn't
You
I?
really did. You threw me off. I'm like, oh, he's going to say, Sydney is yellow and black.
You
I'm
almost
like,
said it's not.
I'm like, no, it's not. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, you've been
No.
roasted, my friend.
I have.
Back
I'll
to you.
Take it on the chin like a man.
Or like Pam.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I just knew that was coming. I'm not even moving. That was the most expected roast, but still a very damaging one, John.
my color impression is blacked out because that's exactly what I did right after the game. I went home and passed the hell out
Holy
because
shit.
I'd also
Beer
been,
culture.
I'd also been, yeah, a lot of hashtag beer culture went on that day. Also went to the Jackets game that day, which was a 2:00 start, and
God,
beers
you were
happened
upping
there
lads
too.
all over the
I was
city.
upping lads all over the 614, and yeah, my 37-year-old liver said, "That's it, you're done." Right around full time.
So your
My color impression is black.
Fantastic. Andrew Erickson, professional, award-winning investigatory journalist.
Journalist?
Yep, that's
Journalist.
Right. Yeah, that's how it's said.
It's like GIF versus GIF.
Well,
GIF?
we know it's
GIF?
GIF. Yeah.
Okay.
John Zadar is a fuckboy, and he thinks it's GIF, like a peanut butter. He's wrong. So color impression is a thing we do on ACES Radio. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to ask you for it. Back to you.
I think he's pretty much figured it out from context by
Yeah.
now.
I'm going to say green. You know, the Crew SC grounds crew did a great job as always. And I think after this home match, the next home match against Orlando City, there will certainly be more people, so more green for the Crew SC front office.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Weston.
Double
you got a lot
layered
to live
there.
up to, my friend.
Jeez.
I don't know how he does it, though.
One of the most well thought out colors I think we've
Yeah,
had.
you're gonna have
Yeah,
to get
we
the
just
fuck
don't
outta
know
here.
if you're going to fit in here.
Yeah. Unbelievable. John, I've been giving my color impression a lot of thought this week. I'm pretty sure I'm going to switch it up. So
yeah?
my color impression of Crewzers FC versus Portland Thorns SC is as follows.
Yellow Beach, Columbus Crew.
That's right, John. Yellow.
Yellow like what?
Yellow like Columbus Crew SC, John. This is 3 episodes in a row that you've done it properly.
I do it all last season.
Fucking-tastic. Moving on to, let's quickly talk about capos. Based on the amount of unique downloads we have on our shithole podcast here, which I remind you, as always, is the 6th most popular Buffalo Bills podcast in the 270 Outer Belt. Based on downloads, they love hearing about capos. So let's talk about a quick recap. Last weekend was the first game with official capos in the Nordeca that wasn't Hard Hat Mike and fucking Blake Compton running around with, megaphones and shit. And I think we have kind of 3 unique perspectives here, and 4 if you add award-winning investigatory journalist Andrew Erickson.
And press box resident.
Yeah, that's right. So
So say we do have 4 different ones because you've got
Greg
you
watched
were
it
in-
on TV.
I watched it on TV. You were in the press box, Andrew.
John was in the upper deck.
John was upper deck,
And I was in Nordeck.
you were in the heart of it all.
And no one cares where Schnarfus was.
Well, he's dead. So
Oh, it's 6 feet under. I wonder what it sounded like down there.
there you go. What did it sound like under the pitch?
He does not come back from that. I don't care what he thinks.
So it's a slightly muffled vuvuzela then.
So we'll start with you, Greg.
Yes.
The television perspective from your seat at Hendocks Pub, and I remind everyone that if you're in a chair, Greg needs to sit on it. Back to you.
It is mine. I'm going to be a little bit of a curmudgeon about this because I wasn't impressed. Now, I say that with the disclaimer that I wasn't looking to be impressed. I wasn't looking to be blown away by how much more awesome the Nordeca was going to sound. To me, it's kind of like they took a lot of what was already there and just pointed it into a microphone to make it louder. Like, first of all, the cursing was much clearer. There was a cash register just rotating in my head every single time I heard Tony fucking Chani. Oh, no, Justin fucking Mir. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Tony Chani was on our minds before. Justin fucking Miram, all that sort of stuff. I'm just thinking, like, Don Garber's just going, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Right, just
He's the one that
issuing
gets that money. It goes directly in his wallet.
Absolutely.
That's how it works. We hate Don Garber.
So we have this, I use this example off the air to you, Morgan. We have this coworker who has what I would call an offensively loud car stereo. And at 7:50 every single morning, I'm sitting at my desk and I hear, actually it's more like the T-Rex scene in Jurassic Park. I see the ripples in the coffee cup before I hear the approach, and a long time before I see the approach. And it's never anything that good. But he's always rolling up, blasting the stereo as loud as he possibly can. And if that makes his experience within the car more fun and more enjoyable, then more power to him. But all I don't hear an improved quality. I don't hear, the music doesn't sound better to me. All I hear is panels rattling on a 10-year-old Cadillac SUV. That's the only thing that there is. So it was just louder and amplified, and if more people show up or more people are likely to come back because the experience of being in the stadium sounded better, great, fine, but it didn't grab me.
All right, well, Greg Benson, the one who doesn't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, somehow
I don't
like
no, I don't.
Capos in the Nordeca.
I'm sorry, don't.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Look, another person that hates you now.
Yeah. I'm
all right.
It's Ferris
again.
Bueller's Day Off.
I
It's
will
on.
remind you,
I
as
know.
always, that this isn't like a thing. Like I like cucumbers, you don't like cucumbers. Like there is a right answer and
isn't
a
a
wrong
crew
answer.
Twitter food war.
You're fucking wrong if you don't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
If not liking Ferris Bueller's Day Off is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Oh man, Abe Froman, the sausage king of Chicago.
Let
Darby
me-
Schnarf is
Let
wearing
me
a
ask
shirt.
you one question.
Sure.
When you watch the scene at the end with the car,
Mm-hmm.
where Brandon kicks the car and he's like, "Oh, my dad, he's gonna have to deal with me when he comes home." You don't like that scene. Like you can dislike the rest of the movie, but that scene is like
Cameron.
a classic.
That was, I mean, that's
What
a
did I
fair
say?
point.
Brandon,
I said Brandon. It's Cameron.
delete your account. It's fine. Just
Yeah, he
say-
loves
I love
it so
Can you
much.
guys tell I love that movie?
Yeah,
gonna say, he described the
Brandon
scene.
is my favorite character. Let me tell you what. John Zadar, the wet boy. You were in the upper deck.
That was an all right scene. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
How did Capo, the utopia of Capodom? How did it sound to you from up there with casual
I mean, it
fuck
sounded
boys?
like people yelling. I don't know. I don't sit up there often enough. I do try to go up there a couple times a year, but I don't sit up there often enough.
I mean, we do. It was people yelling. So
Right. And that's what it sounded like. I don't know. I could hear the Portland people, too. And there was, only 100 of them on the other side, but I could still hear
Also,
them.
half of the crowd then.
But I could, I could still hear them, and I could hear, they weren't chanting the whole time, but when they did, I could hear them. You weren't drowning them out. I don't know. Like I said, I don't sit over there enough to like necessarily know if it was louder than it usually is from that vantage point.
you don't have like comparison data in your brain.
No, unfortunately, I don't. But I also wasn't really paying attention because I went up there for a reason, and it was because I want to watch the game for once, which I can't really do in the Nordeck. So
Because of beer culture. Is that right?
No, it's
Hashtag
just
beer
'cause-
culture, Morgan. I'll
It's
thank you
literally
to go.
only
That's correct.
because the Nordeck is a bad view.
It really
So-
is.
That's a
Like,
terrible view.
When you're up in the upper deck, where do you sit?
I always go west side, right midfield. Yes. You don't have to deal with the sun that way.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you've never been up there, go up there for a game. It's the best view in the house. But like,
Best seat in the house
up-
is actually presented by Schottenstein's. I
What's
think it's
that?
on the field. Is that right?
what, is it
Schottenstein's?
that little house over
Yeah.
that used to be over in the
Yeah.
corner. The
That's the
Value
best
City
seat in the house,
furniture
yeah.
that you couldn't even see like the other end of the field.
Yeah, you
from.
couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
It was like a greenhouse. It
Yeah.
was very warm.
Super weird.
Yeah, you couldn't breathe
I
at
never
all.
understood why anyone wanted to
It's
be
the best seat
in
in
there.
the house. That's why.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's field side, but it's completely enclosed in glass.
My little daughter, she died. It was the best seat in the house.
What was her
Oh.
name? Derek had a sister. I didn't know.
Derica.
All right. Have fun with that Twitter account.
Fantastic. Moving on.
Never would have been
I'm
president.
No, I
editing
mean,
that out.
it-
Never would have been president of Huston Holligans because she's female. But
It's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
Katie Mitchell's
we
gonna have words.
we
for
don't
you.
we don't do female presidents in this country. Sorry.
Racist and gender biased.
That's called sexist.
Sexist? Is that what it's called? Nah, Andrew, get in the fax machine. Check that out. Andrew Erickson, I go to you next. You were there.
Yeah, I was.
You've been there before. Did you notice anything different about the Nordeck?
I noticed it. It was funny. I noticed it when I was going back to rewatch the game on MLS Live. I did notice the chants. I don't know if that was just a product of, people in the. Did you say Nordeck or Nordeca?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's acceptable to say both.
Well, yes.
Well, some people might
Well,
light you on fire, but
Yeah, if anybody's
none of them are here, so it's fine.
Anybody tells you there's like a proper way to pronounce like a fucking word in another language?
Like Wikipedia?
No, that's in English, Greg, and it's Wikipedia.
If all the Americans get mad at you for mispronouncing a German word, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. I would say I could hear the Nordeca on the replay, and I think that's what's most important. I think that's the intended effect, is that, it's loud, it's one voice, that's what you're trying to hear. It's my first time using the word capo since I watched The Sopranos, so, I'm excited about it. But, no, I mean, I think talking to fans, certain people like it because it makes the cheers more amplified. Certain people want to experience the game in their own way, so I think there are arguments for both. But if the intended effect is you want the chance to be heard, then, I think they did their job.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I was in the Nordeck, and the difference was significant and very, very noticeable. My voice is still kind of scratchy from upping the lad so hard, John. 90 minutes of full lad upping. Let me tell you what.
How many minutes into it was it before you jumped up onto the capo stand and took over?
That was 0 minutes, John. I was up there well before
0
the game
minutes,
started.
like right from the get-go.
Oh,
you
you feel like this right now. You feel like that right now, motherfuckers, and I won't have any other way about it.
And make sure you stay anonymous when you do that, too.
Goddamn right.
Don't
Don't
forget
talk
to
about
fight
me.
and win.
Because,
we
because
fought.
that's how we do
And we
here.
won.
We won late.
Stay anonymous, but make sure everyone can see your face as you direct them.
I did want to say
what
about
to
the
say.
television product. we had a big Tifo Sweat project. That was, a lot of people are saying, the reason we won the game. That's fine. I'm not going to say that, but people literally are saying that, John. So just know that. Don't know who Tifo Sweat is. They seem like great people. Probably should go to the website, buy a scarf. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Not a cop. But when we
Or a capo.
when the banner when the banners came down, miss those dad jokes, Greg. Fantastic to have you back. When the banners came down, they smashed the microphone, like the television microphone.
Oh, the one that's usually right there in front.
And I didn't realize that until I was getting the banners off the ground after the game. I'm like, oh shit, there's the television mic that we destroyed. Fan-fucking-tastic. So if you heard the goddamn Nordec on TV, pretty sure that you heard it through like 7 feet.
I'm sure they have other microphones. This can't be just the one.
I'm assuming they do, but the main one that they usually use to pick us up was definitely under TiVo. So all this to say, I really, really, really enjoyed it. Tony Galifo and Andy Hubbard were up on the stand, and they did a fan-fucking-tastic job. It was the best atmosphere in that section outside of a playoff game that literally I've ever been a part of, and that's every season. So they did a hell of a job. I salute them. I'm still fucking hoarse. And I've been hoarse after games before, but that's usually from screaming about Merrim.
And he scored a goal, so...
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we kept chanting through a goal. I mean, listen, their idea
that was one thing that a lot of people, I was just going to say real fast, have said is that, like,
we kept chanting after they
needed
scored.
to react to things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of weird that it didn't.
Well, we continue to chant.
Well, that's great, but we just scored a goal.
No. After they scored.
Oh.
Is what I'm saying.
That was
we
when
kept
I
chanting.
noticed it too, and I don't know if it's you that said something on Twitter, but like if you're looking for a response, that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
I think that was almost when it was at its loudest.
It was great, and they killed it. I can't wait for the next home game, and I hope they kill it even harder. We did it. We did fucking Fools Rush In, or Wise Men, for 15 straight minutes. That's like my dream. Other than the Whitney Houston and I Will Always Love
Sounds
crew
exhausting.
chant, it was incredible, John.
Sure was.
I'm sure Chris Doran will give you some pointers.
Last thought on the Capos, Greg, and then we got to move. Fuck.
Yeah, my hope is that this is not just a flash in the pan, a one-game thing, like, hey, let's turn it on because this is a new thing. We talk about the expansion franchises being new things and being, fashionable because of that.
Yep.
I hope that this is not one of those things. I hope that it sustains throughout, let's just say, a 0-0 game. Or a game in which they're getting blown out.
Right, this was an exciting match.
It was an exciting match. It was back and forth. It was high scoring. The Crew were always in it. They only trailed for a few minutes in the first half. So, yeah, I'm hoping
there was some
that
redemption there.
Yeah.
And we won on a late goal. So
won on a late goal, beat the team that came in a couple of years ago and broke everyone's hearts.
A lot of things went right, but I don't think the Capo experiment, it kind of... I think it would have succeeded anyway, but
I
we'll
hope
see.
you're right, and I hope it continues to do.
Well, Greg, what if I told you that there was a cure for the scourge that is projects being very not successful and then being good? So,
I would say that our health plan is about to get very expensive with all these scourges we need coverage for.
That's right, Greg. They say the only cure for the scourge, that is all that shit that I just said, is knowledge.
And now, whoop-de-doo, an ACES radio exclusive.
What does it all mean, Grandpa?
Cracking the code. They say it.
Everything we do is for the city.
What? We explain it.
Who we are is for the city.
I understand you. You reap the benefits.
What? They speak English and what? What? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yeah!
And it's all for Columbus.
Yes, sir, it is, John. Welcome back to another edition of Cracking the Code. It makes its triumphant return.
I love how the beginning is like an exclusive to ACES Radio, and then we're literally just playing clips from other places.
That's why it's funny.
Yes, we are the only ones who will actually play this stuff back on our show.
That's why it's funny.
That's why it's exclusive.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's going to laugh about
enjoying
it.
it.
Yeah. All right. So our first, we have two actually. This is an Aces Radio exclusive, by the way. Two of them this week, John. There are two of them. Our first one comes to us from two people. One from shitlord Chris Landis, who is a member of the Number 7 Bills podcast in Columbus, Massive Report. And he's asking a question to Gerg Bergherger. And in 3, 2, 1, clap.
You've kind of switched up little tweaks within the system throughout each of the games so far. How do you feel your players are adapting to some of the new or slightly different things you're asking from them game to game?
I think they've done well. That's the challenge, is that you change enough to be effective, but not too much that you confuse the players. And and that's part of it, and that's the reason why we're out here every day working on things and showing a lot of video and trying to communicate our message effectively. But the most important thing is that the players are able to take it on board, and they did a great job of that.
So here's what I'm gathering from it, John, and I want you to translate, Bergherger. I heard Greg Berhalter just say that my players are very dumb, and they can't handle change.
Yeah.
So me as a genius, I try to do things very slowly. So these idiots.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. I was like, I don't pay these toy soldiers to think.
That's
okay?
right. You don't get paid to think. You get paid to annihilate opponents.
Right. Go out there.
Yeah.
And just do what I tell you.
All right, so Greg Berhalter's an evil person. Greg Benson, your thoughts?
I mean, he's right, though, that, professional athletes are creatures of habit. They get into routines and they get into certain, roles and things that they're used to doing.
Yeah.
And it can be hard to break out of that. There's, I think he's right. I think that you're right in that, there's probably a lot of hidden messages in there, but I don't think that there's not a basis for them.
Andrew Erickson, Pulitzer Prize winning investigatory,
losing
investigatory journalist. Your thoughts on Gerg Bergherger saying that he thinks his players are stupid?
Do you think that word is pronounced journalist?
Yeah,
he said it again.
Journalist.
We'll just go with it.
Yeah. Writing in my journal.
Like a journal for girls.
Something like that.
Or just people with girls'
Oregon.
names. Yeah.
No idea how I come back from that. Back to you, Andrew.
I think it was in reference to tucking Harrison Awful into the central midfield to try to stop the Portland counterattack. So I think he was just talking about an adaptation his team was trying to make. And I think that's a difficult thing to do. Like I think both of you pointed out, players are creatures of habit. They know a certain style of playing, and when they're told to do one extra thing, oftentimes it's difficult to think about that in the moment. So I think Harrison is obviously a very smart, very adaptive player, but even then, it's a very difficult thing to take on and from one match to another.
All right, so we all agree Greg Berhalter thinks his players are stupid, and it's probably going to be why the team moves to Vegas. John, I move on now to the second of the Cracking the Code clips. Okay. This one comes to us from none other than Strongsville's finest, Neil Sika, and he has this to say in 3, 2, 1.
Now Cernali and Artur. Awful. Great ball. Chested Hansen! Mbop!
Wait for it.
Whoa.
The fuck was that shit
Who
all
knew
about?
that Neil Sika was such a beer culture fan?
No shit, John. All right, so he says the title of a 90s song. Your thoughts?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Beer culture, man. Hansen Brothers and their brewery.
Yeah.
He's obviously promoting it.
So you're saying that Neil Sika is drinking on the hooch?
Yeah.
In the,
He's got a side job here.
Dwight Burgess eating the Frosties. Neil Sika drinking the toilet wine.
There was a GIF of him eating the...
Oh, was
Thank
there?
you for covering both.
They turned it into a GIF?
I
Good.
think so.
Thank Christ.
What?
They announced the Wendy's deal like mid-game.
Yeah, he was eating
they
it.
passed out Frosties.
I was like fast-forwarding through the game, and I just I happened to find myself watching just fucking Dwight Burgess just like shoveling a fucking like I got past the point where they explained why he was doing it, so I just found myself watching him shoveling a fucking
Was he
Frosty
trying to
in
eat
his
one
mouth.
in like 30 seconds or something? What was the point?
They announced some sort of partnership, I'm assuming, and he was like, brought to you by fucking Frosties.
He did not drop an F-bomb to be
I think he did. That's a Wittenberg head
Fucking
coach.
Mbop.
Yeah. Mbop indeed. I'm going to shove this shit down my throat. Greg Benson, you a Hanson guy?
When I hear Hanson, I don't think of a shitty 90s band. I'm sorry. I think of a 1974
I'm not
movie.
joking.
No, I'm
They have
thinking
a
of
brewery.
I'm thinking of the Hanson brothers from Slapshot. I'm thinking of putting on the foil and the glasses and going up and fighting the guy in the stands.
Oh, these are the
and
Bash
They
Bros.
brought their fucking toys
The
with
Mighty
them. Like
Ducks.
that's what?
What?
Delete several of your accounts,
Mighty
please.
Ducks are fantastic.
It's not. It's no Slapshot. I'm sorry.
It's called
Slapshot
the
was
knuckle
better.
puck.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yes.
Yeah, it went in the air. It was tough
He
to
just
stop.
knuckled it.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 out of 3
Slapshot
times.
was better.
He said they win the game.
That's how they won the world championship of child hockey,
Right,
John.
that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's a real thing
God,
that exists.
I'm really glad the Hanson brothers invented that.
You know how like the best part was like they were literally the shittiest fucking team in their
All of you
city,
guys. Yeah.
at the beginning of movie 1, and then by movie 3, they had won like the interstellar competition of hockey.
They had beat like the Space Jam monsters.
Yeah, they really did.
Monstars.
Yeah. Like we literally couldn't skate yesterday, and then today we've won the world championship. Mighty Ducks.
It's very Seattle Sounders of them.
Yeah. But we always have time for roasting Seattle. Fuck them. We move on now to Man Balls, a tradition unlike any other. Much like Script Ohio of ANC Buckeyes fame, John Zadara, go to you first. But I first remind everyone, Man Balls is a combination of man of the match, Game Balls, which as a term is too long as opposed to this explanation, which is perfectly formed. The Wet Boy, your balls of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap one of these balls into Ola Kamara's hands. I think he's more than earned it.
Yep, sure has.
And I'm gonna have to give the other one over to old man Higuain there, because he did a good job as well.
All right, fantastic. Greg Benson, your Man Balls of the week.
I'm giving one to Alex, the Crognale hunter. Crognale?
Crognale.
Yeah.
Crognale.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm going
Crognale.
with literally anything but what you say, Morgan.
Well, I've talked to Gangster Crew Baby, and he's confirmed it to me.
You've talked to
Crognale.
a baby.
Yeah. Listen, he's got nothing but love for his cousins, see? Back to you, Greg.
Alex Crocodile. Let's just go with that.
Okay.
He's getting one, and my second Man Ball is not going to Bobo.
It's going to
Actually, it's going to
Coco
Bobo
or
and
Jojo.
the entire rest of the Sydney FC squad who just wrapped up the A-League Premier's plate over the weekend before even having to play their game against Perth. So 4 games to go. They wrapped up the title. So
all right.
Fuck yeah.
So
Sydney
leave your
Sky Blue.
account.
really competitive over there in criminal boat land.
Criminal boat land. We've been doing this for how long? You've had so many opportunities to come up with.
I think Criminal
Literally
Boat Land's
anything.
pretty good,
I think
actually.
it's great. I don't know what you're talking
that seems like a really hot roasting. It's been organized automatically. Andrew Erickson, number 1 journalist. A lot of people are saying in the country.
Wow.
Yeah. You know who told me that? Tony Kornheiser.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know him?
Nope. You just told me it.
You should call him up.
Just told me it anyway.
We ask you for your 2 Man Balls of the week. Present
Sure.
them.
I will present one to Nico Hansen. I think he came through in a big moment and he's a guy who just knows how to score. If you've seen the scrimmages, the exhibitions this team has played,
He's so hot right now.
He is.
Yep.
Good Zoolander reference.
Thank you.
I would give a second one to Zach Steffen. I think was kind of an unsung hero of that second half. Made a huge 46th minute, I think 46th or 47th minute save, and really kind of set the tone for that second half. So.
All right, fan-fucking-tastic. My first Man Ball of the week goes to none other than both Tony Galifo and Andy Hubbard for proving me wrong about capos in the Nordeca. Get that
You're
crow
making a
sandwich
split a
ready.
ball? You're not going to give one ball and one the other?
No, well, I don't respect capos, so they don't get their own individual ball, John. Come on, but they did a fine job. My second Man Ball, I've been giving this a lot of thought. I'm going to switch it up completely off script. This is something that you didn't expect. You never saw it coming.
Tim
Andres
Miller.
Mendoza of Crewzers FC for being possibly the greatest player in franchise history, and that's it. That's segment 1.
Great.
Back
Let's
to you,
go
John.
take your smoke break.
You talking to Greg? Picked up smoking, Greg? That's disgusting.
Smoke between segments every day.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to talk to you.
He's a criminal, and cigarettes are currency in prison, so there you go.
I don't know how he comes back from that, John, but
On a
you,
boat.
the listener, should be coming back here on segment 2. We welcome none other than Andrew Erickson, professional investigatory journalist. He's going to talk to us about Crewzers FC and his life. You are making a poor choice. This is ACES Radio.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we blasting off into the ozone. The way we kick it in the dojo is logo for show. Though we paving the road that's opposed to the dodo. Going over your head like a top hat. Stop that. I know you hear me spitting these hot raps. Now watch that beat, cause it's about to drop. The rockets is the 09 jump off. Yeah, yo. Last name Pan, first name Peter. I know you see me playing and you want me to teach you, but I say elevated so that all God's creatures can hear me shout it out like my name is Aretha. Getting R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Fly by, see the looks on your faces. Cause I'm in full E-F-F-E-C-T. Jet setting on a daily basis. David F. Man, you don't stop. David, you won't stop. We came to rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain, yeah. I'm an ace pilot, yeah. I wanna spin my wings and fly. To all my people in coach, yeah. And to my first class folks, yeah. We'll show you how to scrape the sky. Yeah. As the curvature of the earth takes shape, fly fast forward like a videotape and no cape. Just follow my jet stream, proud in the clouds on the boom in your precinct. I'll have no trampoline, black box in the pocket of my jet jeans. Shine
bitches. Great news. I forgot to record this segment, but then I actually remembered, and this is the 8th try at segment 2. So if you're hearing the sound of my voice, good news, we did it.
Why? Can I ask a question?
No.
Why? Well, I'm going to anyway.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you cut versions of that song that make it so we don't have to sit here for 8 minutes of it every time?
Thanks, John. Great point.
It does drag on after a while.
Well, it's like we listen to the whole song, and then it's like, and now it's the time where I come in.
I'm starting to think this is how Can't Stop, Won't Stop got their name.
That's fair. That's
You're all being drowned out.
Are we, though?
Brought to you as always by benevolent corporate overlord sponsors Blood and Urine, broadcasting from the back room here at Zauber Brewing Company. My name is Morgan Hughes. I'm the continuing champion. I'm the number one handsy boy, and I'm joined by the wetness and the racist.
Fuck white people.
That's right.
Sploosh.
That does usually come after fucking white people.
Mind you, always go to zzboots.com/hot deals for this week's Crew SC GCG bag power rankings. Is that right, John?
I don't know. They're right there. Why don't you ask them?
They don't have microphones in front of their faces,
They're
unfortunately.
drunk. Look at them.
Alert, GCG bag has entered the game.
Teabags, GCG bags, and Tony Chani hat-tricks alike. What if I told you that I was going to go ahead and unmute Channel 2, Greg?
It sounds like it's already unmuted.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Thanks for stopping by. Shame you have to leave. Andrew Erickson, welcome to the program.
Get a beer anyway.
Thanks for having me.
Andrew Erickson. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes, the segment 2, a lot of people are saying you won a Pulitzer Prize. Your thoughts?
I have lost a Pulitzer Prize every year it's been in existence that I've been alive.
If it's
actually a
easier
really
for
good
you,
way.
you can tilt that back up so you don't have to hunch down every time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's really good. I remind you as always to speak directly to the microphone because Channel 2 is a dirty
Don't
slut
be afraid
whore.
to touch it. Get both hands on it. Work it around.
Is that Chris Dorn over
Do
there
what you
talking to
need to do.
Pam? Is that, it's you, John, talking to
that's
Andrew
me.
Erickson?
Yeah, sorry.
Fucking tastic. Andrew Erickson, I start you off with the same question we ask of all of our celebrity guests, and that is, how would Crew fans know you?
I cover Columbus Crew SC for the Columbus Dispatch newspaper.
And that is a local newspaper?
Yes, it is.
Is that what it is?
Small
Cool.
time?
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Is it the other paper?
It doesn't quite have the circulation that Columbus Alive does.
Clintonville this week.
Boom, roasted. SNP. I was once a delivery boy for SNP. It was not great.
Like most things you do.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man. Right to the core, John. Oof. I don't come back from
He
that.
finds his way back from
No,
that.
I don't.
Usually with a trunk full of newspapers, I'm thinking.
Andrew Erickson, welcome to the program. So you're from thedispatch.com/hot deals. So where are you originally from? Where were you born? Your mother's womb was in a place and you exploded from it. Where was that?
That's a one I always have difficulty answering because I've moved around a lot. So
Okay.
I grew up in Southeast Michigan. Hold your anger.
No, studio audience fucking hates you.
Yeah.
I wanted them to not boo you, but they did. Where about in Southeast Michigan?
Farmington Hills, Michigan. I'll just get less.
He'd have done the same thing no matter what you said.
No matter what
St.
I
Clair
said.
Shores, boo.
Yeah, right.
Everybody in Wixom, everybody in Novi, they're saying that is the shittiest part.
Livonia, boo.
Boo.
And
Livonia's like, not white enough.
I lived in Novi for 4 years as well.
Did you? A lot of people said that it was the number 6 stop on the train, and that's why it was
Yeah.
named Novi. That's not true. That's not true at all. It's a lie.
It's it's a European word meaning new, right?
Podcast host.
What's that?
I thought
Let him go. He's rolling.
That's
That's Pan.
Podcast
You're
host.
thinking of Pan.
Novi, Heslop Drive, 22799, former Caster Connection thing. Off of 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Sorry, 9 Mile. Okay, so you're from the shithole known as Ann Arbor. And you says to yourself, listen, a lot of people don't get out of this town alive. A lot of people win Heisman trophies, but they're all from Ohio, as it turns out. So how did you decide to become an investigatory journalist?
It started in college.
I remind you, always talking to the microphone.
Absolutely. No, it started when I was a freshman in college. I got involved in the school newspaper at UCLA, and I covered women's water polo to start.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I covered women's water polo, then men's water polo, then got into more UCLA men's basketball and football, became the assistant sports editor at the newspaper, then became the editor of the paper, and slowly started accumulating journalism internships. One was in Pittsburgh. After I graduated, I was in Seattle for a summer with MLB.com. Then I had an internship with the Dispatch. Then took a full-time job in Pittsburgh covering high schools, some Pirates, golf, kind of you name it. And then when the dispatch job opened up, applied and had been there before, so was able to and very fortunate to get that job.
Nice.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate from UCLA?
2015.
Holy shit. Okay, so all
You've
the
done
things,
all of that since
in
then.
the last year and a half.
Hell.
all of that shit that you just named.
I bought a lot of packing tape. I've moved a lot, and I'm currently paying rent for 2 apartments.
I was
right
going to
now.
say,
dude, I've been
you've
there.
broken a lot of leases.
So I'm looking forward to when that ends this summer.
When I moved to Novi,
Yeah.
I was paying 2 rents for like 9 months. It was hell.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, especially when you're a caster assembler. They don't pay a lot of money for that. And you're like, I can't afford to eat this week. Great. Back to you, Andrew.
Plus the child support because of Derek, it kind of adds up after a while.
Someone's got to eat. It should be the kid.
We got a fucking award winner here, Greg.
Award loser.
Award loser.
Yeah, award loser. Let's be.
A lot of people are saying that it's hard to lose that award every year.
But I've seemingly done it. So
Well, he's on a Buffalo Bills podcast, so
Boom, roasted. I don't know how Thurman Thomas comes back from that. So, you says to yourself, I need to get out of this decrepit shithole of Ann Arbor. Too many winged helmets. Too many fives that are fab. I need to go somewhere where it's happening. I need to get here. So, you go through all these goddamn things within the span of 18 months.
Right.
You work for the Seattle Mariners.
MLB.com, which was kind of, so
Okay.
it was essentially affiliated with the
You
Mariners.
covered the Bobby Bonilla-led Pittsburgh Pirates.
Clint Hurdle.
Clint
Close.
Hurdle? That's a
Very
guy.
Close. Yeah, it's a guy.
For sure. So, in a very short time frame, you've actually had a lot of experience with a bunch of different fan bases,
Yeah.
and not just like team by team, but sport by sport. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I had no exposure to golf last summer. I covered the U.S. Open, so that was completely new to me. I grew up with
trial by fire.
Yeah,
No kidding.
I grew up with a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball, football. So those are kind of staples. But along the way, I've had sports like water polo. That who would have thought I would have ever covered that? But
Everybody from Upper Arlington. It's very popular there. Yeah. When you were a kid, who was your team? What was it like? You identify as a lad, right? I'm a rough lad. I'm upping these lads.
Right.
What team was that?
Well, I grew the first time I went to baseball games was with the late '90s Tigers.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I know. So
literally the worst baseball team in the fucking world.
It gets worse. 2003, that team lost 119 games.
Yeah, Brandon Inge.
Yeah, one of the worst, and super nice guy, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure he's making $700 million a year.
to lose
Why would you
119
lose
games.
most of his games?
Why
Yeah,
would you
I'd
ever
be
be
friendly
upset?
too.
They had to bench, I believe it was Jeremy Bonderman with a week and a half left in the season because he was going to lose 20 games as a rookie, and they didn't want
Holy
that to
shit.
happen. But the tickets were so cheap, and I was able to go to so many games that I really became a fan of it. So
Was that the year Comerica opened?
no, it was before that.
Or was that 99 or some shit
That
like
was
that?
I want to say early 2000s. Yeah. But yeah, 2003 Tigers, but I was also I lived in Orange County, California, right when the Angels were really good, in the early 2000s.
Vlad Guerrero.
So it was before him, but Tim Salmon, Garrett Anderson,
Okay.
Darren Erstad, some of those guys.
Yeah.
So that was the first team I was a fan of.
Old fat Reggie Jackson.
Not quite. but
Okay,
close,
after
yeah.
that. All right.
But that was the first team I was behind as a kid that actually won something. So that I remember that being kind of special.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what I really meant to ask is, are you a fucking Michigan fan?
No, I'm not. My sister is a U of M grad, and I always tell this story because she had a ticket to.
God, everyone hates her. That's so weird. We don't even know her.
Was it 06, the year that they were both 11-0 or 10-0?
That was the 2007 game.
2007.
Right.
Okay. It was.
Anybody should know it should literally be you.
Was that 07 was
This is
Anyway,
the sound of
anyway.
Morgan thinking.
No, yeah, we play here in even years. It would have been 06.
Anyway, yeah, it was Michigan and Ohio State were both, I think, 1-2, and Florida was number 3, and it was kind of that triumvirate, for who was going to win the national
Yes,
title.
06 for sure.
My sister had a ticket to the game, I believe, and sold it for $475 and didn't go.
That's it?
Yeah, I know. I
was
was
gonna
kind
say,
of
that sounds
surprised.
low.
Was it in the student section?
I think so.
Dude, people were getting thousands of dollars. Your
Yeah.
sister, as a UM grad, rightfully so,
Yeah.
did not ask for enough money.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate for her.
So no, to answer your question, I am not and have not been a Michigan fan.
When you signed on to cover Crewzers FC for the Dispatch, was anybody in your family like, "Oh hell no," because they're all Michigan fans?
No, I think I went to one Detroit Ignition indoor arena soccer game when I was a child, but outside of that, there's really no.
No one has ever heard of that team.
Oh, I know.
Where did they play?
CompuWare Arena, which was a semi-pro hockey arena. Yeah.
I hate Clausen. It's awful. Okay, so now you've covered all these different teams, right? You've covered all these different sports. How is your experience on social media, which as an investigatory journalist in today's modern age, a lot of it is social media.
Right.
You got to write articles, but you also have to engage, the lads on Twitter. You got to up them. They got to up you back. Adam Jarry's got sick dogs. You got to keep track of that. How do Crew fans compare to, fans of the Mariners or fans of the U.S. Open as an event?
I think everybody has their gripes, right? So, like, fans of the Mariners, they were always upset about the lineup. They thought that, I forget specifically what it was because it was 2 summers ago, but, they'd always be upset when you tweet out the lineup, basically insinuating that it was myself that had made the lineup when it wasn't.
It was Lou Piniella.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, and I thought, Lloyd McClendon was a, decent manager, and he, was fired the year after I left, but those things happen. But no, I think every fan has their gripes and players they like and players they don't like. So in that sense, it's very similar. I think soccer fans are passionate. I think there are more chants for sure. They get, sometimes upset on Twitter, but I think that's Twitter in general. And I think the 97% of the people and the things I've encountered have been positive and wanting to learn more about the team. But, I think that's true of any fan base, that you're going to have people who disagree with you and, or maybe having a bad day.
So the 3% you're talking about, Todd Fichtenberg, man on Twitter, has been hating all season. When you were thrown into the fire of covering, is anybody else hearing that buzzing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Channel
It's
2.
I just associate that with Channel 2.
I assumed it
Hold on.
was you turning
It's
his
probably
channel
me.
way up.
Yeah.
Nope. I didn't do it.
Turn his channel down for a second, see if it goes away.
Nope.
Nope.
How about gain? Nope.
Nope.
I don't know what the fuck it is. Welcome back to ACES Radio. Let me plug back in my iPad. This is great. So when you took over Crewzers FC beating rights, as they say, I believe that was, it went Jardy back to Mitchell and then to you, right?
Tom Reed covered the
Tom,
team.
for a little bit.
I followed Reed on Twitter for like 5 entire seconds
And it's
before
a
he left.
fantastic dude. I don't know.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
How come I don't follow him
Tom's
anymore
super
then?
cool.
Yeah, really good guy. Yeah,
Soccer Speakeasy, is that right?
yeah, he's still on the speakeasy whenever we have it. So.
How do they feel about being ahead of us in Buffalo Bills talk as far as unique downloads go?
I think we pride ourselves on the Buffalo Bills talk.
So when you guys get together and you go, here, all right, this week, this is what's going to happen on the Speakeasy, which is like a super hip like bar, I think.
Gangsta Crew babies hang out there.
I've heard that. See,
They got nothing but love for speakeasies.
is that right, John?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I love that guy. Do you guys say, hey, listen, ACES Radio did this week, so we got to come hot and we got to come hard?
We're just like, whatever they did in terms of cursing,
Yeah.
we'll divide by 6,000.
Like in segment one,
Definitely no Doran talk.
I talked about masturbating in front of people. Like you guys are like, now we got to talk about masturbating in front of more people.
Right. Since we film in the dispatch office, generally speaking, we don't.
man.
There's not enough people there to masturbate in front of.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Not enough circulation.
Well, I hear the other papers rebranding the Chill as the Mad Cows, so a lot of people are going to show up for that if you want to whip it out. Back to you, John.
So you interned at the Dispatch first, you said?
Right. And I helped out, and Jardy, Adam Jardy and Sean were primarily the guys that were covering the run to the MLS Cup. But I went out and covered a few Timbers things. So really, that for me as a sports journalism person, that was my first exposure to covering MLS.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went, where did you say you went? To Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh Tribune Review.
And then, so was your intent always to come back to the Dispatch as a...
Not necessarily. I mean, I took a full-time job in Pittsburgh, and, I was covering high schools and covering some, Pirates minor league system stuff. But it was just the right opportunity. And, I was very fortunate. They were glad to have me back. So
Nice.
yeah.
So would you have taken...
I found the channel.
What's
John,
happening?
keep talking.
Is it
Yep, it's your channel.
motherfucker.
You son of a bitch.
Is it this right here? I didn't do anything
No,
to
no,
it.
it's-
Wait. No, turn it back up.
It's because he turned me off.
And your gain is super low, bruh.
Okay, I don't do anything.
It's
I just
less
talk.
noticeable
How
than
did
it was
you-
before.
I can't
Whatever you
believe
did
you've
to the
done this.
microphone cord.
We were competing directly with Soccer
think helped.
Speakeasy, Helltown Beer,
I'm not doing anything.
Massive Report Podcast, GCG Bag Television,
I got up. I went outside. For
Tony
your
Chani
smoke
hat
break,
trick.
and then I came back in.
Hunt for the Golden Cruiser, post game.
All right, I just want to talk.
field
Just turn my
kicks.
channel off. It's fine. Here, let me do it for you.
Go ahead. Yep, that.
That has fixed everything.
What the
actually.
fuck? Now
it
it's
right there. Yeah.
now it's fucking channel 4.
Am I plugged into channel 4? Or
Yeah,
am I maybe
you're-
plugged
no,
into
you're
channel
fine.
2?
No,
Morgan,
you're
what if
fine.
I told you were going to unmute channel 4?
Oh, literally,
I
moving-
did it.
You.
No buzzing.
In case anyone was doubting the professionalism of ACES
Literally,
Radio.
all he did was take the
All he
mic
did
cord
was-
and raise it, and then lower it, and it was fixed.
Sometimes simple is good.
Oh, welcome back to Aces Radio. I mean, what
Such
a rare
huge budget
treat.
that we have here.
All right, so we've talked enough about Crewzers FC shit. Talk to me about no, for real. Talk to me about how so you've covered a wide variety of franchises or teams. Right. How does Crew SC compare on a professional level with investigatory journalists? To the Anaheim Angels of California or Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Pirates FC, and feel free to just roast the shit out of Tim Miller because everyone here hates him. Back to you.
I think they're all, the people I've dealt with are very good people. And so I think it's very similar to, I will say it's very similar to baseball in this respect, in that you are, facing the players, you're facing the management, you're facing the coaching staff on a daily basis. So, if there's something you write that they don't agree with, there's their opportunity to respond.
Does that happen?
No, I mean not really. But certainly you're there. I mean, the point is you're the guy that's there every day. So, if there you have to come up with questions, you have to be the guy that's asking difficult questions about, hey, why is this guy not playing? And I think for me as a new soccer person, sometimes that is a little bit more of a challenge. But as I continue to grow into soccer, it's certainly something I like, and like I said, there are a lot of similarities to different sports.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So, with MLS,
For me?
no, it's not.
Oh,
No, it's never going to be for you.
because I'll answer.
How do you
want.
fix my channel? Oh, you don't know.
Pick
I
it
did
up.
it.
Just drop it.
Okay, so with MLS, I know as fans, we feel kind of a different connection to the team and the players than we would for the more top tier sporting leagues that you would see in America.
Sporting leagues,
Sporting
Greg.
leagues.
Sporting.
That was very
Sporting. Sports leagues.
Oh,
I see what you did. That was very funny. Back to you, John.
I don't know. It's just it's more personal connection. I feel like with players sometimes, and as far as interaction goes and stuff like that, and access. Is that different for the press as well? Do you feel like you have more or less access to things that you would with an MLB team, or is it pretty much the same?
I think there are parts of it that have more access. So if I show up to a crew training and there's a guy I really need to talk to, or I'm really hoping to write a story about, I can talk to that guy generally on that day. In a baseball situation, you're walking into a clubhouse where there's a chance the guy might be there. There's a chance he won't. You'll be able to get him after the game, but it depends on the context of the game whether you're going to talk to that guy or not.
Okay.
So I think in the sense of being able to show up and needing to get a guy and getting a guy, I think that certainly is true of MLS, where the access is generally pretty good.
In the same vein, when you are in the locker room of Crewzers FC versus the locker room of Seattle Mariners FC, is there, baseball versus soccer, U.S. Open Cup, U.S. Open? Which sport have you seen the most amount of genitalia? When you're like, oh Christ, I did not expect Amelia Renteria to have that big of a dick.
Naked cartwheeling Chad Marshall.
Exactly, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Do people answer questions in the nude, and if so, who and how big? Back to you.
No, you know what? I think just the advent of television, and live TV being more of a thing. I think a guy's generally not going to approach an interview scrum, without being fully clothed.
Yeah.
So
John.
I don't go to that many scrums.
People leave their clothes
Is that
on.
like scourges, though?
Yeah,
Is there a cure for them?
Well, I mean, yeah. They say the only cure for the... You know what? We'll deal with this next.
I have to admit, Andrew, I did not expect you to say generally when you said the first half of that word.
Generally.
Oh, well, yeah. That's okay.
There you go. Thanks. If you have to explain
a lot of dad jokes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, and I think, if I put myself in their shoes, which, I do frequently, which is, if I were changing and just getting, out of the shower and wanting to kind of gather myself before I talk with reporters, I'd want to take my time and make sure I'm fully clothed, that my jacket and tie are on straight before I talk to the media. So
And pants, John.
I don't know why you're singling me out.
I know why.
It's funny because your genitals are always out.
That's exactly why it's funny.
Is that what we're trying to get at here?
Yeah, everyone's going to laugh about it.
I thought people liked that.
I knew it. Fantastic. No. Andrew, we got to get out of here. You got to get out of here because you got stories to write, journalists to investigate.
It's tonight, right? Don't you still need to post that?
That's the blog.
How come it's not Crew SC cuts? Honestly.
And how many times have you had to pay Eric Crest $16 because of it?
And how long before Clark Beacom kills it?
No shit.
Because Clark did kill Crew Cut.
Let me ask you a legitimate question.
Like I said, if you have to explain it, it's not that anyway.
And then we can do the last question. We can get you out of here. Yeah. So when Crew SC rebranded,
right,
from the Crew to Crew SC,
hashtag Crew 96.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Which John invented, in real life.
Oh, really?
So here's how I feel about the two things. I know, John, you feel differently, but I feel like fans can say whatever the fuck they want. We can say the Crew, we can say Crew SC, we can say Cruisers FC.
That's my take.
No, but let me finish. People in the media, they need to say whatever the correct terminology is because they're professionals and they need to fucking do it. That's just it.
Right.
We pay to be there. And then there's a group of people who get paid to cover it. And this is not me. I'm saying this in a very Breitbart News kind of way, which I'm not intending. The mainstream media's fucking it up. Fucking the chemicals are turning my frogs.
The voice that goes with Breitbart is stupid hick.
That's exactly right.
I feel like you could have gone far more Upper Arlington with it.
I think I went pretty Upper Arlington right there by making fun of people who disagree with me.
I think that sounded
so
more
back to you,
Hilltop
Andrew.
to me.
Crew SC versus Crew. Your thoughts?
I think for myself, like you mentioned Crew Cuts. No, we don't say Crew SC Cuts. That's how it was inherited. I probably don't intend to change it.
And you know that pisses the front office off.
Right, but here's the thing.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Generally speaking, when I write an article featuring Crew SC, on first reference I will call them Crew SC. So there's a general style, quote-unquote style guide that I adhere to that has Crew SC first. If I say Crew after, it's just for sake of not repeating myself.
You got to go with the black and gold, bro.
Yeah, but to me, for me to say the black and gold, I don't know.
It's a little cringy.
Yeah, generally speaking, I stay away from that. But also, I'm in Columbus, so I'm not an out-of-town journalist who can say, well, Columbus's attack or Columbus's defense, where, they might be able to say that and it might be a little bit more fluid and you might be able to change things up a little bit more.
That's a good point.
Because I'm in Columbus, I can't say that as much.
Next time, try the lads on the footy pitch. Say that. A lot of people are down on that.
I'll say it on the next Soccer Speakeasy.
Oh, can't wait. Tune in every week.
With
Big
no
fan.
context, I'll say it.
Big
Tom's
fan.
going to be super confused.
Tom Reed's just going to be standing in a doorway posing for a picture. I'm at the Soccer Speakeasy right now.
Is he like a chicken? What's he doing?
That's how he's. I saw a picture.
Morgan's
of him.
feeling like chicken tonight, apparently.
I saw a picture of him and Sean Mitchell and celebrity crew fan Brock Lesnar last season. They were hanging out at Speakeasy, John. It was a lot of things were easy, and they were speaking.
We're gonna the look on Andrew's face is just pure bewilderment, right?
I love it.
It's probably a lot of regret.
Gangster Crew baby got nothing but love for the Soccer
I should
Speakeasy.
have just fucking stayed home and read my article.
Could be worse. You could experience the same regret and then keep doing this for 40 more episodes.
Right. If the regret lasts that long, I invite you to consult a physician. So we end this segment with the same question we end every second segment with. And I didn't explain this to you ahead of time like I usually do. I forgot about that. Sorry. But I'm just going to throw it on you as if I'm John Zadar at a Cruisers FC game. How can user AGS attack be stopped?
I have no idea what that means, but hopefully you can explain it to me at some point.
I thought you were going to play the rap.
The rap.
Oh, well, you want to hear
Don't play all of it, though. Just maybe like a segment.
A segment of it? How many segments are there?
There's three of them.
This is him.
Will I know?
He recorded this and sent it to us.
in real life.
You like the tech, he's got the best hot taste. Y'all motherfuckers best watch out because he's got the hot taste. You are downvoted, you are just haters, and y'all just jealous. He likes the crew way more than you do.
That was a good segment.
So how can we stop that guy?
Maybe just auto-tune to just drown everything.
Oh,
I like that.
That's a sensible
We could
suggestion.
have a number one hit if we auto-tune that.
Yeah, he's going to be on next week, so he is the celebrity guest after you, and we're going to be talking about you.
We should ask him how to stop Andrew Erickson.
Let me just follow that up by saying I can't rap like that, so I applaud his rapping abilities.
That's a good thing.
No one should want to
Yeah,
rap like
that's
that.
not like you shouldn't aspire to
Yeah,
that.
I can't really cook that well. I also know if a meal tastes like shit.
Boom, roasted. No idea how Julia Child comes back from that, Greg. We want to thank Andrew Erickson for stopping by the program. Reminder, if you want to engage with Andrew Erickson, investigatory journalist extraordinaire, go to www.soccerspeakeasy.com/Haunt and that's where they go. Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's been a rare treat and honor indeed. If you've followed us along on the show this long, you've made terrible choices in your life. But stick around. We're coming back on segment 3 with your hot takes. Battle for the grand prize. Can anybody challenge Phil Goldfarb? We'll find out. You're listening to ACES Radio.
Hot, sicker than your average, down like goose and I'm fly like Maverick. With a savage attack in a mouth like a match, spitting fuego, homie, it ain't tricking if it's magic illusions. Indubitably juvenile, my crew can do it and we do it well. Rock around the clock all across the nation, got a lot of sky miles and a reputation of making earthquakes every time we land. Cause stopping ain't an option or a part of the plan. Fools get to fuming while I'm running on jet fuel. Now pay close attention cause I'm ready to let you know what I'm all about, child. I got that style that you come to love. And I'ma stay fly till the day I die, spitting fresh to death from above. Get it, David F. Man, you don't stop. David, you don't stop. We came to rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain, yeah, I'm an ace pilot, yeah. I wanna spin my wings and fly. To all the people in coach, yeah. To my first class folks, yeah. We'll show you how to scrape the sky.
Oh, shit. I just asked everybody on Periscope, Greg, to give us hearts if they wanted John to die, and I literally have never seen this many hearts. Yeah.
All of those were actually from me.
No, that's not true.
I'm on
He's
Periscope
like, please
right now,
kill me right now.
I'm hearting the shit out of this.
I think that's called suicide. Is that what that's called? Brought to you as always by Benevolent Corporate Alert sponsors Blood, Urine, Spit, Salavia, Foot Golf, Larry Turd, Erica Kress, and the rotting corpse of Kevin Burns. It's segment 3 of ACES Radio, episode 40, by the way, Greg.
Ooh, I just made a quip before that about 40 episodes.
We are over the hill.
The show is as old as you are.
Oh, boom, roasted. That's unfortunate that we said that at the same time, Walter. Die in a dumpster. Jinx. Thanks to Andrew Erickson from the Soccer Speakeasy. Is that right? Is that what that's called, John?
The Columbus Dispatch. Soccer Speakeasy.
Soccer
It's
Speakeasy.
the full name.
/Dispatch.
Featuring Tom Reed. Lou
Featuring
Reed,
Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan. Andrew Erickson.
Eastside Boys.
Walter the Raccoon.
Yeah.
What's up?
A lot of things. Walter, how you been, man?
I'm doing good.
I mean, it's great to have you back.
It's always good to be here.
Yeah. Everyone loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. John, what if I told you there's a cure for the scourge that is Greg talking into the microphone and holding a puppet up to it at the same time?
I'm not interested. I like this disease.
That's right, John. They say the only cure for the scourge that is Greg Fistery is hot
I don't even
takes.
know why that's funny.
It's
just a word.
Come true. And now, an ACES Radio exclusive. The battle for the grand prize. Hot takes from the massive.
And you're not gonna stop there. We got the grand prize.
Hot takes from Twitter.
He's heating up.
Hot takes
He's on fire.
from you.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't, Walter.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't.
I do what I want.
Indeed. I watched you die. At Castro Reaction. Welcome back.
That reminds me.
What?
I had a dream last night that Pam came over to my apartment and told me you died in a car crash.
Oh my fucking god, dude. What the actual fuck?
I just remembered because I was looking at a text from Taylor this morning, and I told her, I was like, I had a dream that Morgan died.
Oh, my God.
I ate the brake lines this time.
Notice I said dream, not a nightmare.
I did notice that. Bam. Roasted. Boom roasted as well.
Boom roasted in a fiery accident.
Dream Morgan is dead.
That's terrible.
No.
I mean,
I know,
are you sure it was me, not
upset.
Girl Morgan?
Oh, maybe.
I think
she
it was
didn't
Girl
specify.
Morgan.
She just said
Morgan-
Morgan's dead. 'Cause
Morgan's
I was
dead.
like, first, why are you here? Second of all,
In real life, when you were sitting with my girlfriend up in the upper deck, she gave my jacket to Girl Morgan
I
last
know.
week. And then now she still has it.
oh, she left us and said she was going to give it back to you and never returned.
Yeah, she tried. I was fucking sweaty from up in the lads. I don't need a
That's
coat.
why I told Pam. I was like, why did he want you to bring his jacket? And so he's not going to want it.
I punched her and I said, "Get out of my face, woman."
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I said,
Getting into something that's yours. I mean, I
punched
believe that's
Girl
called
Morgan?
dorining.
Oh, god damn, 2 roastings. How the hell does Pam come back from that? Before we get into hot takes, John, want to read...
a lot of kegels.
Yeah, the standings. And it's pronounced Kegels.
That's not NPR.
Kegels.
Oh, is it Kegels?
It is actually
He got that
Kegels.
from Kegelpedia.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. That's where you look up stuff like that.
Don't go.
No,
to that,
don't Google
kids.
that.
Don't go to that.
Go to /hot
mamas.
deals. Yeah. In first place, user Phil Golfart, John, with 10 points. He has overtaken Lord of the Shits, who's in second.
Every time
with
you
9.
say that name, I just picture like the grossest, like butt flappiest
Golfart.
No, it's just like.
So I took Friday off last week, really quickly. I took Friday off last week, and I was at the stadium setting up all the shit because we had a lot of Tifo Sweat stuff to do. And in drives Phil Golfarb with the Acura that sits, both the Acuras that sit on the stage.
It was his birthday like 2 days ago.
Happy birthday to Phil Golfarb.
Birthday Pickles.
And I said, Pickles, when he got out of the Acura, I said, Pickles, are you aware that you have a parody account on the Reddits? And he said, yeah. And JP was there, and he was like, dude, fuck you, that's funny. And I was like, last week they mentioned...
JP is Frankie Haydock now,
They
apparently.
mentioned JP LaCocaine, so don't get all high and mighty, my friend. And I don't know how they come back from
From
that.
user JP LaCocaine.
Yeah.
Don't
Lord of the
get all high
Shits,
and mighty.
second place with 9 points, all the way down in third. Hug Me Shaven Oregon, John. Hired Ballerina, not spelled how you think it is, and _ Ken, all with 3 points. Bottle Surfer, Yvonne Seagull, the Crew Pad, a.k.a. Patrick Moore, and Pippa Nips with 2 points. Here's the Gaggle Fuck Greg, Gaggle Fuckery. With 1 point, Bob O'Shaughnessy, GCG Bag Tyler, Mike Hudson Sucks, Dave Edinger, Darling Thief, Dirty _Slut Pam, John Burkle, From User, and Blank Blank 91, all with 1 point. Bringing up the rear and getting the bulk this week, Greg, with 1 point. AGS Attack alone,
as always,
in 19th place. Your thoughts?
I'm just glad that we, read out the whole list because we have such a short list of hot takes tonight.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Moving the fuck on to the subreddit known as the Massive John. I remind you, as always, these hot takes are organized automatically by their level of fiery fucking hotness. And the top upvoted post this week comes to us from none other than Lord of the Shits with 7 points.
Coming back strong.
Quote, what if I told you the only cure for the burning sensation when Morgan Pease' ACES Radio produced porn?
Oh, no.
Morgan's first attempt at fan fiction is Sex Trek, Doran's next penetration. Greg returns to his Australian roots to give us Crocodile Dundee 3. This fetish film can only be viewed on Periscope. Fisting Walter 27. Morgan's warehouse full of Castor-inspired sex toys come to us in real life. Sex Toy Story 5. Man. Who could forget the yearly release of Stanix Softcore Gear Sale 4? Zadar himself stars in the following amateur film. Did someone order a pizza with extra sausage? Sorry I'm late. Guess it's free. That's good. Greg's racist overtones highlight this blockbuster. White man can't hump. Oh, shit. Dirty Franks themselves produced Doran's Kielbasa Feast 8. I'm sorry, Kielbasa Fest 8.
I like the feast, though.
Yeah, that's way better. You should have done that. This title says it all. Josephy's mom does Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, New York, the Mini Tailgate, Kansas City, Milwaukee, Saskatchewan, Hong Kong, the Green Bay Packers, London, Mike Burkle, Paris, French Lick, Indiana, and Upper Arlington. Oh, it's funny because it's true. Ron Jeremy, your thoughts.
Oh my God, who was that?
End quote.
Load of this shit.
Holy shit.
John Zidar, your thoughts.
Oh God, that was so good. That was. I think that may have been better than the hot dog one.
That was
in true porn fashion. He finished strong.
He sure.
God
damn.
Moving on from user RP Gardner with 8 points. Quote, free Tony Johnny. End quote.
Of his contract?
Well, we did.
And that was 12 hours ago. So, holy shit.
Wow.
Predictive motherfucker.
If you don't mind, I'm going to give my thoughts on this one. This man or woman has power. Like the opposite power that I have, where if you get a player name on my jersey, like that player dies.
Are trash, yeah.
This person, pretty good.
Should we have him do something again next week? Should we ask him, invoke your powers again next week?
Free Todd Fichtenberg.
For good. Yeah, free Todd Fichtenberg. There you go.
I don't know how his blog, whatever it's called, .com, comes back from that.
Whose fucking blog is this?
Todd's?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. It's kind of a Hotaki there. More
Come on, Greg. Moving on from user Hired Ballerina with 7 points, John.
How's it spelled?
Not how you think it is. Quote, I've been waiting patiently the past few months for Morgan to update the damn ACES radio website so I can spend my hard-earned $10.
My hard-earned $10.
To be the benevolent corporate overlord sponsor of the week, since submitting a hot take is still free, and should be, you communist freedom-hating bastards out there. Let's get ready. Morgan, get those sausage fingers out and hit the commercial music jingle.
Oh, boy.
All right.
What is that?
This edition of Aces Radio is brought to you, as always, by Pippa Chips. Are you tired of showing up to your mini tailgate with the same old snacks? Do you up the lads so hard that your body requires a snack that won't quit on you, like John Zidar halfway through segment 3?
Oh.
Then ride and roll on down to the vending machine at your local rest stop of love and choose between traditional flavor, duck butter flavor, and the raging new flavor endorsed exclusively by Andres Mendoza, cocaine flavor. Made with sustainable agricultural practices down on Sportman Farms, our product is 100% kangaroo-free. So even your white people-hating Aussie friends can enjoy this delectable snack. Need enough for the entire family? Then grab the new Doran-size package. Yeah, that's right, Pam. We made a Doran-size package just for you. This snack will leave you yelling, feed us drinks, get us laid, as you debate how hot Nico Hansen is right now while the first 4 bars of the song Africa play on repeat in the background. Be sure to check the back of your package for the bulk of the information on our latest snacks like Ola Drinks, Miriam's Meat Hooks, and Guillermo O's. Hashtag get your drinks in. Hashtag Doran be cornholing. Hashtag end quote.
Doran B. Cornholen explains why Pam was walking weird in my dream.
Oh my God!
Thought it was just the force of the car accident, but
launched her right out the windshield and right onto Doran.
John Starr, your thoughts?
I've said them.
It's amazing how Doran just happened to be there.
Yeah, just cushion her fall.
Holy shit, this page did not load correctly because the next hot take is like exclusively black font on gray background. I
Just
can't
hit
read it for
refresh.
shit. No. I think the Wi-Fi is very slow here, John.
Refresh.
Yep.
It's F5.
Oh, okay. That fixed it.
God, I'm fixing all kinds of
John.
things tonight.
Good for you. But it reorganized it. Okay, here we go. Moving on from user the Landshark42 with 5 points. Quote, in an historic deal. I mean, already we're
Is he
just...
British?
No, that's correct.
We're going to... No, it's
No,
not.
in Britain it is.
Yeah.
So in Australia it is too.
In an historic deal, Aces Radio to trade user Hang the DJ to Vancouver in exchange for that one woman who flipped off Altidore that one time. End quote. John Zidar, your
Like
thoughts?
2 years ago.
I'd take it. It was the beginning of last season, I think. I
thought
think it
it
was the very first game of last season.
Was it? I thought it was the year before.
Oh, you know when it
'cause
was?
It was after Savannah's did it.
I remember.
Ain't nobody nobody got time for that.
That's when the fuck it was. Moving on from user Mike Hudson Sucks, quote, with 5 points. Quote, Mike Hudson Sucks has a GCG bag tag, by the way.
Okay.
Delete his account. With 9 points, quote, to all you capo-hating fuckboys, it was pointed out in the Nordaca Facebook group that the crew are undefeated when a capo stand is present in the stadium. It was also pointed out that references to ACES radio in that group force people to barf. As far as Reddit sorting is concerned, I found this information in another thread and Explain Like I'm 5. Best is the highest upvoted to downvoted ratio comment. Top is the most upvotes regardless of downvotes. Hot is the most upvotes recently. Controversial is a post where the upvote to downvote ratio is as close to 1 as possible. Not just a lot of each. What this means is that if something is winning in this is fucking stupid.
Is he just telling us how Reddit works?
Yes. Dear readers, the choice is... I've moved on to the end. Dear readers, the choice is yours. Upvote this so Morgan reads it first and becomes educated, or downvote it so he reads it last and makes dumb comments, then learns how dumb he was at the very end of the segment. Hudson out. Whisperfon. Hashtag hot take and Whisperfon. And that's it. End quote. Everyone hates him.
He does suck.
So I've heard. A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
How about no?
Moving on from user Iscariot. What's that, Greg? Is that a Bible reference?
Might be.
I don't believe in God. You know
that horse movie with Topher Grace?
That's it. Iscariot.
Fantastic, Morgan. I always look forward to that joke.
Where he beats the world with a horse.
He hits people with a horse?
Yeah, that's it.
He picks it up.
He rides it and then he... Yeah. You thought I was just going to ride this. As it turns out, I hit you with it. I'm Topher Grace. Moving on from user Iscariot with 2 points. Quote, since Bridgeview is apparently going to win the World Cup with Schweinsteiger, according to one of the reporters, I have compiled a list of what ACES radio friends and family are going to win this year. Greg, American of the Year. John, Perfect Attendance Award. AGS Attack, an upvote. Doran, Parental Advisory Council Approval. Dakota Stewart, being right in any hashtag CrewSC food war. Katie Mitchell, a one-day sober coin. Derek Hughes, a loving father. Morgan, a boy's name. Finally, Pam, the last name Hughes. End quote.
Who was that? Holy shit.
That was from Iscariot.
Iscariot.
You know that movie with Topher Grace?
Topher Grace.
Yeah, where he fights people with his horse.
Oh, the iPhone does not like that.
It doesn't?
No, it tried to change it to her. Man, I hate that I only get to give 1 blood point. There are some good ones.
I know it. Moving on from user Pippa Nips with 2 points. Quote, the start of the 2017 season has been disappointing attendance-wise at the Tiny Demon Fortress. We need an event that will get the city excited. That's why I'm proposing the first annual ACES Radio Night. All children under 14 receive a Walter the Raccoon hand puppet, and Greg will be at the gate to teach all the young ones how to properly fist their raccoons. All adults receive a large tub of duck butter provided by Sportman Farms. Prior to the match, there will be an on-field game where Morgan must pronounce words that he finds difficult, such as Wikipedia, Zaravia, I love you, Derek Hughes, and Pam, will you marry me? That's a joke now, huh?
Has Pam paid all these people to say this shit?
That's a
thing. Hilarious.
That's a thing that we're doing
you
now.
You kind of did this to yourself.
So the thing
on
that's
Twitter.
happening at our fucking house all the time is now happening on ACES Radio. That's fucking great.
You did this to
Love
yourself.
it. That Thursday night's supposed to be the time where I don't get shit for not proposing yet. I'm supposed to be the one. Well, bitch, just fucking
she
buy a ring.
She could propose to you.
Yeah, fuck yeah, she could.
If she's so desperate
She's
for it.
But I just want a ring, and I know it's stupid, and I know it's illogical, but I just want one. Then fucking buy one.
Yeah, she could buy you a real nice, pretty one.
Dude,
Propose
these
to
knuckles, nothing's fitting over that. Come on, you know that. Fat fingers.
Probably
right?
get a caster over there, maybe.
He continues. John will be scheduled to show off his art on the concourse, but will show up to the match in the 30th minute and leave by halftime. Following
I don't know how he comes back from that since there's no re-entry.
Well, he probably tries, but yeah, no, he's already used his ticket once, Greg.
Sit in your
that was the joke, Morgan.
Boom, roasted. Following a rousing win by our beloved Crewzers FC, the Chaz will accompany Frankie onto the field to celebrate. He will end up passing out in a pool of his own vomit in the middle of the field, thus permanently cementing his celebrity fan status. End quote. Yeah, it's pretty good, Greg Benson.
I dig it. Walter, your thoughts? No, he's got nothing.
No, he certainly doesn't, because he's dead.
I'm really disappointed that I was not included in
Katie
that.
Mitchell, everyone.
Like, I could totally serve strawberry stuff from the vending machines or whatever you serve it from.
I feel like you have been missing here the last
I've
few
been
weeks.
really busy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What do you have going on?
I've been up in the lands.
What?
On the cabo stand.
The fuck?
And a couple different places.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Like where?
Like DC.
Oh, yeah?
And
That's a
like-
place?
Yeah.
I've been in the capo stand. I've been in Washington, D.C.
Is there a
lot-
capo stand in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, it's just like in the middle of Pennsylvania Avenue, and I yell at the White House.
Fantastic. Have fun, Katie. It's a shame you have to go kill yourself now. Moving on from user Talons. It's not spelled how you think it is with 2 points. Quote, rest in peace. Hashtag Tony Johnny hat trick.
Believe that.
End quote. Greg Benson.
That's a hotake.
Pour one out for the homies.
Yeah, is that right? Are you going to pour stuff on the
Pour
floor?
one out
Probably
for the-
shouldn't.
No,
Yeah.
I did that once.
Yeah,
I was just going to pour it on the soundboard because it'd probably improve it.
It might sound better.
Yeah.
Nope. No one's talking about that. Moving on from user Mabwadi2 Bootylicious.
Where was that all this time? Oh, that's good.
With 0 points. Fuck. Okay. Quote, this is super long.
So exactly like what Mabwadi was like.
Boom roasted, Dave Edgar. Fuck you.
Sorry, Dave.
Moving on. Quote, in honor of the purple Mickey Mouses making their magical trip to Mafre Stadium on Saturday, I want to raise your attention to a fiery hot movie grabbing theaters by the balls. From the creative minds of Walt Disney comes the first and possibly last edition of Beauty and the Prenatal Organ. I'm sorry, Jesus. Beauty and the Prenatal Ogre. Or Organ. Whichever's funnier.
Beauty and the Prenatal Ogre Organ.
That's going to be the new username. Okay. The story takes place in a small fishing village north of Cincinnati where the beauty, played by Josephine's mom, spends her days being pounded by villagers at the local rest stop of love to the sweet, sweet sounds of Marvin Gaye. One day, she is approached by a man with the most perfectly formed genitals in all the land. Unfortunately, she grows frightful as his constant tardiness,
Damn it, Morgan.
Jesus, and excessive coughing leads her to believe that he may have a fatal disease she is sure to succumb to. Hashtag fatality. So out of fear, she begins trekking her way up Interstate 71 to distance herself from the man. She finds shelter in a trailer that she believes to be abandoned. Little does she know, she has entered the home of the prenatal ogre himself, Connor Casey. Outraged by her sexual relations with every member of Columbus Crewzers FC roster other than himself during his year with the club, he locks her in his dungeon. Under a shipping container? Okay. He treats the beauty like a
That's the
stank
problem
lord.
you have with this narrative.
That's what jumped out.
This
Is it?
This doesn't seem real. There are
Everything
no
else is
basements
perfectly
at the
fine. But
Alamo.
wait a second. What?
He treats the beauty like a stank lord until one day she melts his
What's that even mean?
cholesterol-ridden heart with the delicious taste of her secret recipe, duck butter donuts. That's
the most disgusting mental image right now.
Their relationship blossoms from one filled with anger and hate, much like Morgan's relationship with Bailey. What the fuck? To one of sappy love that is almost painful to watch, much like Alex Stanik's relationship with crew players on social media. Hashtag war on Alex. So break out your duck-buttered popcorn and small yet perfectly formed milk duds to enjoy a movie sure to please the whole family. Hashtag rated PFG. End quote.
Well done.
John, what are your thoughts?
I dig it. I'm ready to. When is it in theaters? I'm ready to watch. Maybe we have a special screening at Mafre.
Unfortunately.
Movie night on the pitch. Isn't that a thing?
Footy on the pitch night?
No.
Yeah.
Footy on
the pitch.
Yes.
Yeah, that's usually what
Where
goes
else
on there.
would they have it?
Who was that hot take from?
That was from...
Bloody two bootylicious.
I wasn't sure if that was still...
A response, usually I don't read these, but a response from Crunch18 with 11 fucking
Crunch?
points. Crunch. Quote, this hot take is longer than Chris Doran. End quote.
Wow.
Moving on from user TheShark130 with 1 point. Quote, since Morgan was wrong about capos, at least for one game, here are some other things he might like if he tried. Number 1, accepting and spending time with his son, Derek Hughes. Number 2, Walter the Raccoon. Number 3, marriage to Pam. Why the fuck this week?
Why do I not have more
Dude,
blood
that's what I'm
points to
saying.
give
Did
out?
she pay people?
I have no... Okay, probably. I'm not
I
on
got
Facebook,
followed
and
by,
she is.
I got followed by a Twitter account today. Hold on, what was it called? I took a screenshot.
Please tell me
of
it's
it.
Mrs. Pam
I
Hughes.
took a screenshot of it. No, it was Pam something. Hold on. Oh shit, where'd it go? I lost it. It was something
Smoke
Pam,
weed
and I was like,
every day.
I wonder.
Dude, if she got on Twitter, no. It's not allowed.
It's not allowed.
It's not allowed. 4, pronouncing words correctly. And number 5, properly reading the hot
I found
takes.
It was Siesta Pam. She does like to sleep.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
That's for Pam. Moving the fuck on from user AGS Attack with 2 points. Quote, this past Saturday, I sat in section 227, row 6, seat 8, if we are being precise.
That's like right where I was sitting.
Apparently close to someone who looks like John Zenar's Twitter profile. Could have been him. But he was with pretty girls, and the last thing he needed was AGS Attack fucking up his quote-unquote Jeff Cunningham
You must be
game.
mistaken. I was with Pam.
Oh, God! Oh. Gangster shit.
An actual girl, Morgan.
Nah, couldn't have been you then. Boom roasted, because they're both disgusting.
Got it.
Moving on. I digress. My point is that these seats are across from the Nordeca and visiting fans. For the first 10 minutes, I thought, holy shit, these 30 Portlanders are going to sound just as loud as the entire Nordeca. That changed very quickly, and bravo. But imagine, if you will, the power of coordinated jumping and the morgasm it would bring. Again, because the energy flows from the stands at a rate of pi over beta omicron to the 10th power following a coordinated jump stunt. The crew would never be behind or tied. Messi would sign with us, and all your hopes and dreams would be realized. Also, instead of replacing Ola with Ole in our Ola chant, we should do an Ola chant modeled after the Yaya Kolo Torre chant. It involves more coordinated hand movement.
Oh, you were doing so well.
So it's better. See here. And then there's a fucking hyperlink. and then some more stuff. And quote. Greg Benson, your thoughts.
Yeah, you were doing so well with reading that, too.
All that, I mean, that was like 5 minutes of reading. Didn't fuck up once. And I fucked
Except
up
the
some
end.
goddamn
So you fucked up
name.
once.
Great.
Yeah. Colo.
Yeah. Bobo.
Yeah.
Dude, why didn't you come say hi?
No shit,
I can't
dude.
believe you didn't.
Well, we can roast him next week. Tune in next week for AGS Attack. Going to be great. Moving on from user ZKill for crew.
Great. That's going to be the least listened to show next week.
Yeah, 100%. I just told Greg, but maybe you didn't hear it. The Jake Norman episode, highest download of all time.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
Like very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. The one where we gave the prize to Buttle Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
Stank Lord.
That one was the highest listened to, and it had an entire off season, John.
To be fair, though, they only downloaded the Jake episode because the capos told them to.
Oh shit! I don't know how Buttle Surfer
Stank Lord.
comes back from that. Moving on from user ZKill for crew with 1 point. Quote, they say you learn something new every day. While I don't know how that to be completely true, I did learn a few things this week. Number 1, an MLS team is eligible to win the World Cup. Number 2, if you don't tailgate for at least 6 hours, you're not a real fan. Number 3, the police do not approve of fireworks, even though Crewzers FC won. Number 4, Pan is in fact a real person.
Pan?
Who would have known? End quote. John Zadar?
What? Did we call her that at one point or something?
I
think
I must have talked to this person at the tailgate. Because the day I met Pam, I said, oh, is it Pan? Or is it Pam? And she said, oh, that's really funny. I've never heard that joke. I'm like, oh, are you serious? She's like,
No.
Everyone in the fucking world says that to me.
Yeah.
And I said, this bitch is nasty. I gotta have that. No, the most attractive thing about Pam when I met her was that she had literally no fucking interest in me. Because that's like the perfect relationship. Like, if you don't need
like
me,
the other person
I
at
don't
all?
need to be around you, and like you can just do your thing, I do my thing.
Right. Like right now, you're doing this, and she's doing Doran.
That's right. That's right.
It's perfect.
The more filled up she is at home, and I mean that emotionally,
Oh,
and
yeah.
vaginally.
Naturally.
Yeah.
There's
But
a lot of cuddling going
mostly
on. Mostly
vaginally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less filling up I have to do. Vaginally. My own.
Your own vagina?
Who was that fucking hot take that just said that I hated Bailey? By the way, can we talk about that? I gave birth to that dog.
Was that maybe like a? Didn't we talk on Twitter the one
Wasn't
day
it
about
like
how
the-
he hates you and thinks
the
you're
opposite
stupid? I made that like
thing?
meme with the bird things.
No. No one said that. He my angel.
Well, I mean, that's what you said.
Butthole. I know it
It
wasn't
never
pretty.
gets less gross.
Yeah. You grow baby in your stomach.
No, I
and
know
you
how
poop
we
it out.
talked about this last week,
Yeah.
but just like the image of you like squatting and a dog coming at you.
You don't have to squat. It's encouraged.
No?
But
You just do it standing regular?
yeah, when I was
I
a
feel like
kid,
it'd be a lot harder.
When I was a kid, I used to think that you peed in girls' buttholes, and then they got pregnant in their stomach, and they pooped at babies. That's literally what I thought when I was like 10. Oh, shit, fucking A. Moving on. I'm going to edit that out for sure. Because the first Playboys in the early 90s were just like nothing was shaven, right?
Right.
Not organs or
So you
anything
didn't know there
else.
was another hole there.
I thought that's where it was kept, like behind all.
What, the butthole?
No, yeah. Wherever you peed, it was behind that, and then they just pooped it out. And I was like, I wonder, like, what? Can you just not eat while you're pregnant? Like, is that why babies are so big? Because you're not eating, and I don't know how that works.
I fucking love kid logic.
Kid logic is
It's
awesome.
so great.
Yeah.
Adult lady boobies.
That's what you look up if you want to see them.
Right.
I want to see adult lady boobies. What do I search for?
Right. Exactly.
Literally that. Do I put in quotation marks? Yes.
Because I want them together.
Yeah.
I don't want adults
I
then
want
boobies.
I don't want 3 different tabs opening up. Adult, ladies, and boobies. Like, I want all of it.
All of it.
Moving the fuck on.
Oh, God.
From user Ohio Gooner 14 with 1 point, quote, hot take, I am a random man from Charbar, end quote. John Zadar?
What's up, dude? Still don't know your name, Ohio
Yeah, no
Gooner.
shit.
That doesn't narrow
Oh,
you
is that
down.
Ohio Gooner 14?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Of course. I remember him.
I thought it was 13, but it was really,
I am a
that's his
random
brother.
Man from Charbar.
Moving on, from user
Welcome.
Zip6 with 1 point.
Come
Welcome
to a
back.
tailgate and hang out.
Welcome back to Steve Abreu on tour, by the way. Quote,
Where's he been?
I don't know. On tour?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not just wandering.
Playing, what is it? Sport he plays?
Chukaball.
Shukapol? How do you pronounce that for
I
real?
have no idea. There's like a T
No,
and
chucha
then a
ball.
Z.
Coochie ball.
Coochie ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play that sometimes.
It's like soccer, basketball, handball.
Not often, but
It looks fucking sweet, though, dude. I'm telling
Coochie
you.
ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look sweet.
It looks fucking awesome.
Trust me, they feel better.
All the... No, I don't have a button for that. Moving on. From user Steve Abreu, who, spoiler, will be a guest on ACES Radio in like 5 weeks.
Okay. Is that when he's here?
Yeah. Kukutembane is the Gambian. Harrison Awful is the Ghanaian. Tony Johnny is the not gonna work here anymore. Hashtag meeting with the Bobs. End quote.
It's a good Office Space reference.
Yep.
The official sound of Crewzers FC
Yeah.
2016. Greg, Beth, your thoughts?
Steve, what exactly do you say you do here? Moving on.
Everyone loves that. From user Phil Goldfart with 1 point. Quote, Wendy's, mapaches. It's such a relief to finally be able to share the follow-up to my lucky 1-2 punch from a cold, blackout drunk January night in Dublin. That's right. I've had the Acura and Wendy's deals in the chamber longer than one of Weird Jeff's Egg McMuffins has been in his desk drawer. That's a Twitter reference. I understand.
I feel like you need to explain that one.
That's for me. So there's this guy at work I call Weird Jeff. And I talked all about him on like a big rant the other day. And this week, as far as I'm aware, this is new to this week, he has been eating, at least, I didn't see him on Tuesday, but Monday, yesterday, and today, for lunch, he had an Egg McMuffin from McDonald's that he reheated in the microwave.
Those things are bad enough.
Right?
Like, hot.
And then yesterday,
How high is that,
Yesterday
dude?
he ate it alongside red Jello. Like not like I'm gonna eat this McMuffin and then the red Jello. Like I'm gonna take bites of them alternating.
No, that is strictly only I have the munchies and there's literally nothing else in my
No,
house.
this dude's like straight edge hardcore Christian apparently. So I don't think he's smoking anything.
I mean, like, just constant diarrhea?
Dude, I have no idea. He's like constantly making the grossest sniffling noises and shit too. And I'm like, maybe it's your diet, bro.
He continues. So imagine Philly G drinking alone in the pint room on 161 near Sawmill. It's easy to imagine this because I'm always alone, sad face. So I'm sitting at the bar, and who sits down next to me but the wildly hot Wendy's chick from the commercial. She was... Sorry about that. Try to fight that until the end. Nah, it's not going to happen.
Not going to make it?
Nah. She was across the street at HQ for meetings, which was a crazy coincidence because I wanted to have sex with her.
I'm planning on using, which was a crazy coincidence because I wanted to have sex with her multiple times this year.
Good. We, of course, got plowed and ran across the street for an Acura test drive. Not too clear in the details from there, but I woke up with Acura business cards, straw wrappers, and chili everywhere. Calm down, Team Taste Buds. It was Wendy's, not Skyline. However,
I do understand that one.
However, when I woke up, I also realized that this wasn't the hot model from the commercials. This was the actual 55-year-old Wendy Thomas.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ. I was going to try so hard not to give him all the points. And if you've ever wondered... okay.
Oh, my God.
Okay. And if you've ever wondered, her vagina is not frosty.
Oh.
In fact, it's full of fiery fucking hotness. You're welcome, Crooniverse. Hashtag redheads. Hashtag redheads check. Hashtag want cries with that. End quote.
How about new?
Does anybody have thoughts or moving the fuck on?
Oh, God. There are so many contenders this week for points.
I almost am like at the point where I was just thinking we maybe should give out more points than we have been.
But then he would just get all of them.
I don't know about that. I've got a list of 6 right now.
Do we know who Phil Goldfarb is?
I have a hunch.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it right now.
All right.
I'll say it afterwards.
All right. Moving the fuck on from user Buttle Surfer with 1 point, a.k.a. the old champion. The one who is not good anymore.
No.
No, he's not good. Or he or she.
Stank Lord.
Moving on. If Tony Chani needs a lift to Vancouver, I'd like to suggest to him a new ride service I was fortunate enough to take advantage of last weekend. Pam has started her own rideshare business, and I was lucky to be one of the first to use Poober. A clever combo of Pam and Uber. Pam will pick up and drop off anywhere in Columbus and Bloomington, Indiana. If your organization's brand ambassador is incapacitated, has your local supporter group leader had a bit too much strawberry stuff? Don't call Jeanette, call Poober. The only thing Pam's burning is rubbers. Rubbers. As she navigates the fastest route to Doran's house. Request a Poober. Requesting a Poober can be a bit tricky as Pam is devoid of social media and mobile apps, and Pam is much better at dropping off than she is at picking up. So overall, I'd give my first Poober ride 2.5 stars, and I look forward to an innovative partnership with Crewzers in the near future, end quote.
Oh, I get it. Better at dropping off than picking up because shoes all over the floor. And
He or
clothes
she
and-
is back, Greg. Your thoughts?
Yes, very much back. Wow. I have a long list of candidates tonight.
Moving the fuck on, third from last from user Ghost of Stern John with 1 point, quote, I'm going to Kakuta right to the chase. We need to pay more money to Ole Kamara, the third best Crewzers FC forward behind Andres Mendoza, and of course, Stern John, end quote. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
John Zadar.
I kind of feel like, as good as that is, though, it's a Hotake.
It could be.
I think it is. Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Moving the fuck on from user Weathervane with -5 points. Quote, oof, Jesus.
This
the worst in a while.
Territory.
No shit. Historians will point to the introduction of capos to the Nordeca as the catalyst for the Raiders' move to Columbus. End quote.
The Raiders with that group that has the old crew logo as their logo. Did you guys see that?
Oh, yeah, dude.
No.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I knew there was some. I saw this a couple of years ago. It was more than that because it was before the rebrand. But there was like some supporters group in the Netherlands somewhere, like some second division team.
Yeah.
That had
This is like
a recolored crew. I think it was like red instead of yellow.
I don't.
But
Yeah, it's so
it was
weird.
that same sort of thing.
This is the same thing, but it's all black It was black and white and gray.
Gray, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what it was. There was a whole bunch of merch that they had a photo of with it, like actual hard hats with it on there.
Oh, wow.
And shirts and like patches and stuff. I don't know if it was a fan group or I saw something about like it was like it says like something union whatever. But
and then they just named him Union because let's just steal everything that we can.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess
it's interesting. What are you doing?
I thought there was another hot take about my mom. I saw it earlier.
Did it get deleted?
Another, as opposed to like there were more.
But
than one.
It should say like deleted.
Deleted.
Yeah.
Is it up where we had already passed when you reloaded the page?
It's fucking nowhere.
No.
It's about agent99live.com. It's like the only one I read before work or during work. Moving on.
Delete that.
Last hot take of the night comes from blank 91, new to the Blood Point standings as of last week with -2 points. Quote, "This really has nothing to do with anything, but Cristiano Ronaldo should sign with us so that I could hear Brits and pretentious Americans say, 'Is he having a laugh?'" End quote. What? No, for real, what?
Yeah, no, I don't get that one.
Greg Benson.
I don't get that one. That's
Explain
my only
this.
thought.
Is it
I
like
don't
a
know. He's not Australian. I don't know.
Is it like a flag of Texas, Peru kind of thing?
It was Chile, actually.
Oh, is it Chile?
Yeah.
We actually have a Chilean here. I'm Mr. Chile. I'm Carl Chilean.
Right.
I'm from Chile. This is how we sound.
Is that where Wendy's gets their chili?
We are from #1 country of producing Wendy's chili. Bah, bah, bah. It was actually Wendy Thomas. She was 55.
Her vagina's not fresh.
It wasn't. Fan-fucking-tastic. John Zdar, the wet boy.
Is that all of them?
That's all of them. That's it.
Oh, sweet God.
I go to you first. You have, I don't know, 2 points to give out?
Do I?
I mean, there's a tie at the top. I don't want to ruin, the
Oh, so technically I'm in second.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're in third.
Well, that's how that
However
Because
many
there's 2
points you
ahead
wanna
of
give
you,
out.
therefore you're in third.
Hey,
But you're tied.
If you have hot takes for the hot takes, you feel free to give as many blood points as you want.
What?
Yep.
How many do you want me to give?
I don't know.
Hot takes on hot
One?
takes on hot takes.
2.
All right.
Give out 2.
I'm giving out 2. Okay. Lord of the Shits gets 1. I don't even remember what half these things mean. And Phil Goldfarb gets the other one.
Greg Benson.
Poober with an honorable mention.
Yeah.
God,
yeah.
yes.
Greg Benson.
Yes. Poober does get the honorable mention for me, too. Actually, how many do I have?
3?
3, yeah. I got 4 honorable mentions because I just couldn't decide. Phil Goldfarb, Hired Ballerina, Bottle Surfer, and RP Gardner.
All these people are getting your points?
No, they get the
your
honorable mentions. Lord of the Shits is going to get a point. Mabwadi 2 Bootylicious, which is it was just a fun name to say, and I look forward to Morgan reading it multiple times this year now.
Okay.
And Iscariot, a.k.a. Topher Grace.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what that one is. I
Getting
couldn't remember
one
what
from
that
me.
one was. I just wrote Topher Grace Awards. I was reading my list, and I was like, I have no idea what that one is.
Shit, that was funny. 1 point of mine goes to Bottle Surfer, Poober. Anytime you can roast Pam, I'm all right with that. You know, Chris Dorn, whatever you're doing,
Keep it up.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
He does.
She burns the food. He burns her cornhole. It sounds like.
Is that right?
Sounds like she's not frosty either.
Ew. Fire and ice.
Blood point to Mike Hudson sucks for explaining Reddit to me.
He's still not going to remember anything.
No. And can I
Maybe bookmark that.
Yeah, should I?
Can you save it?
Maybe.
Reddit has a save function.
And another blood point to Hired Ballerina for referencing.
Is that not 4?
A sponsorship ad?
No, I gave it 3. Now he or she referenced PCU, John, which is a movie from the 90s.
Oh, it's got Ray Charles in it?
It does not. It does not. You're thinking of George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic.
Funkadelic.
That's right, John. Unfortunately, don't have time to explain it to you. This has been another edition, The Battle for the Grand Prize.
And you already know, so let your head nod throughout the outro. Now as the curtains close and it's time to go, will the beast almost out like a manifesto? So let's make a toast.
I had to take it off. It was hot. Fisting's hard work.
Hey, nobody said the inside of a raccoon was going to be temperature controlled.
Speak for yourself.
Install a window unit on your butthole.
Oh, yeah, fuckers. Thanks for talking over the outro. It's a very long outro.
Yeah, because
John.
nobody's ever heard that before.
Hey, we got a comment on Periscope from user Nate Beckman. He says, do I not get any blood points this week for cutting off my testicles?
Oh, I meant to go back and look at that hashtag story, and I didn't.
Darby Schnarfus. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so...
No, you don't even get those because you did the wrong thing. Or did you read it wrong?
No, I read it correctly.
I suppose
correctly.
you'd get blood points if the operation didn't go according to plan.
There are a lot of random Periscope viewers in here giving us, like, heart emojis.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you.
They were probably brought here by Bill's Mafia.
Comment from Nate Beckman on Periscope. Quote, my balls have blood on them still.
There you go. See? He's got blood points. Also,
enough.
take a
What the hell do you need us to give you
Shower.
anything for?
You have a wife.
Yeah, clean yourself.
Sponge them off.
No, I can confirm that Victoria's out of town because Nate sent me a shitload of drops today.
Oh,
yeah,
he's bored.
Yeah, I forgot to do anything with them. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Moving the fuck on to, what is it, prediction updates from last week?
Score predictions, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just skip over this segment?
Nah. I mean, usually I would be all right with that, but I don't think that we should. Greg Benson.
I disagree.
We'll start with you. Last week you said Crewzers FC would lose to the Portland Timbers by a score of 3-2. Greg, that was incorrect, Greg.
As incorrect as it can be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get minus 15 points. May God have mercy on your soul.
I definitely right now do not believe in God Morgan,
No
and
one
you know
got
this.
negative points at all last year, right?
Oh, no, there were a couple of times.
No, you did.
I'm sure Morgan still has a spreadsheet about it.
I sure do.
Yeah, with all of his, like, this is where I need to cheat.
That's
how much
right.
I need to cheat by.
Sean Sidar, you said Crewzers FC would tie Portland Timbers 2-2. That was incorrect. You get 0 points. May God
It
have
was
mercy
correct
on
for
your
a
soul.
little while. Maybe I
irrelevant.
get, like, 7 points.
Morgan Hughes, number one handsy boy, continuing champion.
You know you farted yourself, right?
Sure did.
Okay.
That was an involuntary
That's
thing.
what we call a poober.
You were very close. You said Crewzers FC would lose 2-1 as is tradition. While that was very close, that was very close to happening. You
It
get
was
0
the least
points.
close.
May God have mercy on you. So of the three, a lot of people are saying I was the closest.
Yeah,
Your
'cause
scoreline never existed.
No, remember the bet last week was if they won 2-1,
Yeah,
Walter would get his points.
Walter would get negative points.
No,
And
you
I
would
have
get
no
negative
punishment.
points, and Walter would get positive points.
In third place, the continuing champion, John Zadar.
Thank you for the correct title.
Negative 5 points. In first place, the Hollywood racist, Greg Benson, all the way back down to 10 points. Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's rough.
Yeah.
Also in
And not
first
in a rough
place,
lad kind
No.
of way.
the continuing
Rough
champion,
points.
back in his rightful place as top
Co-champion. You're
top
tied.
man.
You're tied.
As top man.
Top man?
A lot of people are saying that.
No one's saying that.
Morgan Hughes.
Everybody knows Chris Doran's the top.
I was going to say, I see you more of a power bottom myself, but
No, that means the bottom generates the power.
Where else would the power come from? This is an outrage.
The dude on top of you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
boom, roasted.
Moving the fuck on. Crewzers FC head back to the tiny demon fortress. Well, there's
What was that? You just get an email?
Yeah, I did. I forgot. Well, Alex Thomas
Is that
emailed
a
me.
poober alert?
He
He's
emailed
here
me.
to pick you up.
I'll see you guys later.
I gotta get to Bloomington.
Now, Alex Thomas emailed me the weather report like super fucking late, and I just opened my email. So, John, talk about something while I download
This week we go back home to play Orlando. Without Kaká. Kaká-less Orlando.
Where's Kaká?
Who even knows? In the toilet. But they haven't had him for a couple weeks now, so I don't know how much it matters, and they're undefeated. Who did they play? Did you know, Greg, who they played in their first two games?
Who did they play in their first two games? I'm not sure.
Was one Minnesota, I think, maybe?
I think
No, it wasn't.
Portland.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Columbus.
No, they're playing us this
pretty
week.
sure.
Columbus Eagles.
I literally have no idea who they've played, but they're undefeated. But they've only played two games, so they've got two in hand on us.
Their first game was their game against New England was postponed. 'Cause
Right,
of
that's
weather,
why they
I
only have
think.
2 games.
Yeah, they played Philly, and they played this thing, whatever.
Nothing impressive yet.
NYC on opening day.
Oh,
and,
it'd be
and beat
NYC.
them. So they've-
that's a good
2
win.
wins. 2 wins from 2.
It's a good win.
Yeah,
Kyle Larin has scored every single goal this year. Is that right?
I don't
know.
I think that's
This
100%
doesn't
right.
show me
I don't
that
think
much.
they've
It's
scored
just
that many
very
goals,
basic.
though.
Yep. Darby Schnarfer says yes.
He's also supposedly being
Sold?
Yeah, to EPL people. So
yeah, well, we've been hearing that
knows?
for his entire life.
You're going to have to specify which EPL team because unlike MLS, they're not like a thing.
Oh, he's not going to be bought by.
He's not going to be bought by a league.
Well, I don't know which ones. So
before we get into all the talk that we just did, let's check in on the weather report from Alex Thomas. Why is it so slow this week?
I think it's the same as it always is.
Is it?
Whoa! Game day forecast, week 5. Columbus Crew SC play the second of 2 consecutive home games this Saturday in an afternoon meeting with Orlando City. Kick at 4 p.m. in the tiny Demon Fortress. Temperature at the start of the game is expected to be in the mid-50s, cloudy with no chance of rain.
I like it.
But that was thunder. There was thunder right there.
The end?
What am I supposed to think? John's your thoughts?
I felt like it went longer last time.
Yeah, well, he sent it to me super late. He probably did that in the
he
parking
just
lot.
did it in the car.
Morgan does get that a lot, too.
The Frankie Haydock of weathermen.
No shit. Greg Benson, we go to you first. What
Yes.
to watch for this weekend against Orlando City?
Oh, Kyle Larin, I guess, because apparently it's him and pretty much you could put daylight out there and the rest of the team and he'd still find a way to score.
Yep.
I don't know really what to make of their record so far because I don't, we're so early in the season and MLS is such a weird quantity that you don't really know, like until you're at least 2-3 months into the year, what to expect. So our wins over an NYC team that took apart a terrible DC team the following week, does that count for anything? I don't know yet. I think this would be a good test for both teams, actually. I don't want to say statement game, it's so cliched, but I don't know. Good chance for both teams to show us who they are.
Isn't that the great thing about MLS in a certain way is that because parity is kind of supreme, it almost feels like every week is really important because any team can beat any team, specifically in conference.
I know a lot of people hate that, but I really enjoy that.
I like the
and
shit
maybe
out of it.
and maybe that's like my comparison is the only other team I ever watched with any regularity is West Ham, and it's pretty obvious there what teams are going to beat us.
That drop played automatically when you mentioned the ham sandwiches.
It's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of them this year, but I mean, in the EPL, you kind of know what teams you have a chance against and which ones you just don't.
Yeah.
And that I don't think we really
which teams you can stay in bed for.
Exactly. Yeah, and we don't, for the most part, really have that here, and I enjoy that because that means that every game is something that I'm interested in.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily as interested when West Ham plays Chelsea because I know we're probably going to get our butts kicked. So I do skip it sometimes, those big games sometimes. But I like that aspect of MLS.
Yeah, I agree. So what are you watching for specifically? Just
I mean,
rad
Kyle
times?
Larin, I think, is really like the thing. Like you gotta, if you can shut him down, whether that is, I mean, it's gonna fall to Mensah if he's good to go, which I don't know if we know for sure if he is yet, or
he had a hamstring injury late.
Strain
against
is what they
Portland,
said,
right?
Yeah, a strain. Which could mean anything. I mean, it could be a day or two, or
It could mean literally
be
nothing,
a couple weeks,
or it could be a season-long thing.
Yeah, or it could be all season. Who knows? So if not him, then Alex will be out there again, and his 1 and a third showings have been good. So
Yeah.
I trust him. But those big guys are going to be the ones that are going to have to fight muscle to muscle with him because he's going to. Nico's not, I don't think, big enough. He's probably fast enough.
Yep.
But I don't think he's strong enough to win a 1v1 shoulder shove fight with Larin.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, we could do master report shit and impersonate Taylor Twellman all day and call ourselves Alex Stanek, but I'm just a Crew fan, John, just a simple man.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm looking for. If we win this game, we're for fucking real. Not going to break down the X's and O's, lads, footy pitches, boots, all that rough lad shit. Not interested in it. Crewzers FC wins this game, brah. They for real.
I
Back
mean,
to you.
that's true statement. I mean, we're currently top of the East. We have a game or two more played than everyone else in the conference, but
Only
until they
13th
catch up
in MLS power rankings.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
First in the East,
Where is-
13th in the power rankings.
That's interesting. This is that's after the Portland win.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was Portland?
Like fucking
You know?
six.
Well,
or
they
some
would have
shit.
been first, I would think. I mean, they were easily the best team
Dallas
from the
is
first
first.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
But the first,
I thought, from my
Right.
from what I watched of the rest of the league so far, Portland was far and away the best team.
I would have
through
assumed
the
they were
first
near the
3
top as well.
rounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I think this last win over Portland was Columbus's only really good quality performance of the season. They didn't look necessarily that great against Chicago, especially in the second half. They didn't look good against Houston. They didn't really need to look good against DC to beat them.
I would argue that Houston is the outlier in this case. That's the only game where you can say Crew SC didn't look like
that was the only game
a
where
top
at
three team
no
in the
point
East.
did Crew SC look like they were going to score, let alone come back or win the game.
Yeah.
I thought that entire game, I was like, they don't look like they want to even be there.
Yep. The thing I liked about the Portland game was anytime that we get down early, it just seems like that's it. Our fucking play dictates the fact that we can't get back into games. And I've felt lately that we kind of have to get lucky maybe on a set piece and have a bounce go our way. And it happened. And the team was like, because I saw a clip today that Greg was talking to the team before the game, and he said, this is our chance to tell the league that we are for fucking real.
Yeah.
That, you know, anything that you want to do has got to come through Columbus, Ohio. You got to come up 71 if you want that cup. And I think that this week, I know we're not playing Portland. I know it's not like a meaningful like revenge game, but I feel like it's kind of more true this week, where it's like everybody's kind of turning their heads, going, "Are Crewzers FC a thing?" And we can beat the shit out of a team like Orlando and say, "Guess what, bitches?"
Right. I don't agree with it being a statement game, which you weren't like super confident in saying yourself, but I think that you can make it a statement game by going out there and doing what we did to them last summer and whooping their ass like 5-0, whatever that game was, you know?
Yeah.
Like that. Like this is not, both of these teams are seeming to be more, middle of the road kind of things for the last year. That's where they've kind of been.
Mid to low table talent.
Yeah, and so obviously a matchup of those two caliber teams is not like something that you are impressed by, unless one of those two teams takes the other to the fucking woodshed.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, they're way fucking better than those guys.
Yeah.
So maybe we should, keep an eye on this team here.
Yeah, I don't want to say like this is going to be a good year, because we have a number more points.
A lot of year left.
Right, but we have a lot of points more than we did at this point last year. I think we had 2 at this point last year.
How did we start 2015? Did we even have a better record at the start of 2015?
2015, I want to say they started with.
So we opened on the road.
They opened on the road at Houston and lost.
Lost.
They
I
came
tried to
back.
Fight a girl.
The what?
I tried to fight a girl.
You did.
The Chaz tried to dance fight a girl.
Yes. Nice save.
Chaz fell asleep standing up.
Yep, he sure did.
Chaz fell asleep on John Clem's lap in a taxi.
Chaz had.
There are a lot of breweries close to that.
I remember hanging out the window of a car going through Whataburger at 3 a.m. That's literally all I... Yes.
That doesn't sound like a good burger.
No, Whataburger
A lot
is...
of water in there?
No,
is it made of
fuck's
lettuce?
sake.
Yeah, Jesus. Veggie burger.
Yeah, totally.
Is that right, Greg?
Back to you, Morgan.
Is that great? Oh, no, it's John. John said that. Fantastic. Crewzers FC, Orlando. Let's go around and get our score predictions out of the way. Greg Benson, second to last place. I invite you for your score prediction, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgan. Jesus Christ.
I turn away from the mic, dude.
Yeah, but then you cough triple as loud as I ever do.
I'm a huge, rough lad. A lot of phlegm up in there.
Rough lads don't need to say that they're huge.
But we do.
Everyone just knows.
Back to you, Greg.
I like the idea of Mane possibly being available this weekend, although I wouldn't hang my hat on it.
Even if he's here and ready, like he still needs to learn the system.
Well, yeah. I mean, but with a guy that's that
appearance.
with a guy that's that talented, you like to think that you can bring someone in and like a plug and play sort of thing. They're good to go.
I think he comes on late.
I think he
especially
just
for winning.
Storming.
I think he might. God. You know what? I'm feeling 3-1, bro.
3-1, bro.
3-1 Columbus.
Frankie, indeed.
Yes.
He wasn't here today when we got here.
No, he wasn't.
It's weird.
No, I don't think he was on shift today.
All right, Greg Benson says 3-1.
Don't
reminder
fuck this up, crew,
if you are
please.
in Hendok's Pub.
I pulled up the 2015 season here real fast. After 4... Oh, now you're intrigued by the rain? I told you it was raining.
John, it's raining outside.
Damn it.
I can hear it.
Okay, so after 4 games in 2015, we only had 4 points.
That's not a lot.
We had lost to Houston. We had beat Toronto. We had lost to New York, and we had drawn Vancouver. Then our 5th game was another draw with New England. So we're on good pace.
Yeah,
we're beating a cup run record
that
so
got
far.
good
how it works.
late.
Right, sure.
I mean,
but
you don't want it to be like, oh, we're on pace, and then
Right,
Remember, we didn't win our first
sure,
away
but you
game
don't-
that year until like July 26th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not, it
MLS
is-
Cup 2017 confirmed.
Okay.
John Zadar, your score predictions, my friend.
Score prediction. In honor of parking lot attendant Frankie Haydock, may he rest in peace. I'm feeling 3-1, bro. Crew SC.
Orlando? Oh, okay. Crew SC. All right. Fan-fucking-tastic. Shit. That's a good question.
I think Laren is not. He's too good to be kept off the board, but I think he's not.
That's what I was
not
thinking.
good enough to get more than 1.
I wasn't feeling 2-1 though. I just too close to going the other
What did
way.
you say?
I said 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we did the same thing.
We did.
Okay. I wasn't listening. I was
All
pulling
right,
up the
brah.
schedule. Sweet, brah. You want to make it a trifecta here? You can be the combo breaker.
Oh, I'm going to definitely be the combo breaker. That's actually what people called me in high school.
Nobody called you that.
Aside from the tripod.
The playground arsonist.
They said that too. John, shut the fuck up. Okay, I probably should edit that out. I will say Crewzers FC to Orlando City fighting.myshopifys.com 1.
You're going 2-1.
I'm going
Crew.
2-1.
That worked so well for you last week.
I'm going to. I'm on the ship and I will sail it.
But you're predicting the Crew win
till the final frontier, John, as they say.
You predicted a loss last week and they won.
Yeah.
And we've all predicted wins this week.
Yeah.
Like none of us got it right last week.
Maybe the season
This
we
is-
end tied at 10 points apiece and John still making it 5.
That's the hill we want to die on, isn't it?
No shit.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting. A lot of blood points at stake this week, John, as they say.
So a 2-1 and 2 3-1s. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could describe it a
It's
little
going to get
easier
real
than that.
tense in the stands if it's like 80th minute and we're winning 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to start
I'm
choking.
gonna probably, like,
choking you out.
kill you.
If anybody like comes to goal, I'm going to run on the field.
Just tackle.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't let you take that.
I'll follow you out there and I'll kick it in.
Oh, if you go to acesradio.com/photographs, /hot deals, there's actually a picture of you taking a penalty kick
on
against
Chivas.
Chivas.
Yeah.
Try
It's a big game for me.
The GOATs. Get on the plane, Dan Kennedy. Let's get out the fuck out of here. John, what does GCG Bag have going on this
I
weekend?
don't know. They didn't post the Facebook thing again.
Oh, is
so
that right?
I just find out about it after the game's
Yeah?
over. Like
Okay.
I did this past weekend,
Like
which was
they'll be-
Craft Day.
They'll be filming their outro.
Their lad upping outro.
Yeah. Go to the parking lot after the game. They'll be there.
Wait, just keep talking.
Okay.
I'm going to look at their Twitter.
Greg Benson, you doing stand-up anywhere, pal?
I just might be heading back to the Shrunken Head on Monday night.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Are you standing up after the show?
No, I'm just going to...
You Brian leaving because you got to get the fuck out of here?
That's hilarious.
In reference to...
Always look forward to that joke, Morgan.
Episode, 6?
Is that what it was? Yeah, it was. Levin.
34 years ago. 34 episodes ago. Johnny, you have your shit up
Okay,
here?
I don't see anything from
34 years ago, so when you were in high school.
GCG Bag doesn't fucking post anything saying what they're doing.
Because they're making the fucking hot videos, John. And if you've enjoyed the hot
Takes 3
takes
seconds
and
to
the
post a tweet,
hot
Dave
interviews and
Tyler
John not fixing his cable so there's static.
fixed it.
You've enjoyed ACES Radio, episode 40. We're over the hill, and we thank you for joining us. My sweet Jesus, we got to get over to McDonald's and talk to the French-Russian man. On behalf of Erica Kress, Clark Beacom, Andy Loughnane, Phil Goldfarb, JP Lococo, and a bunch of other people like Tom Bowden, professional eyeglass model. It's been ACES
Rest in
Radio.
peace.
Rest in peace. And all Lord Gamma's people said, ACES!
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Please have a party. Feed us drinks. Get us laid. Ah!